success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 106.
In part.
Facts. My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod guys, and with me is the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, the AJ to my free, Mr. B Head.
Hold up. Hope y'all all right. Happy Tuesday to you. Super Tuesday. For,
Tuesday.
All the voters out there.
Did you vote today?
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Feel confident?
I mean, I voted for Bernie, so hopefully he wins. I just looked at some numbers and he wasn't winning, so yeah, it is what it is.
What?
Yeah. Last few times I voted, it didn't really matter. So
facts. And the last time I had to vote for the presidential election, I had to come to North Carolina to vote. I was here, but I had to come there to vote because of something. I don't think I had registered here or something. Anyway, I remember having to come there to vote. And my vote didn't count either. Although I will say we won the county. I mean, I guess it
counts, but it just didn't count enough.
It counted for the popular vote. But yeah, it didn't count overall. How you been, man? We missed a week. That was on
good. I got a fucking cold coming on. Shit sucks, but
cold or cold Rona.
Well, I'm not claiming that,
right?
But, I don't know. It's just a cold as of right now. But
yeah. What you taking?
Yeah, throat. I don't know. Nothing really. Just my throat hurt, but it's otherwise I'm alright.
Well, if you follow me on Instagram, I have this calendar that I got from a coworker that's supposed to be life hacks. Some of them are really good and some of them are really fucking trash. But one of the good ones I feel like you should try it is putting Vicks on your feet and putting on socks. And they say it's supposed to
that shit don't work.
You tried that before?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one. I've heard of Vaseline. I don't think I've ever heard of Vicks.
Put Vicks or put onions on your feet. But that shit don't work.
I did hear about
onions. It hasn't worked for me, but teach his own.
Okay. I heard Charlemagne talking this morning about a potato in the butt for hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah, I heard about that shit.
You heard about have you heard about that shit prior to
No, I heard about that. I heard about him talking about it this morning. But no, I never heard about anybody putting spuds in their butt.
I actually, when I thought about it, I did hear that you can put and people have told me that at work, you can put half a potato or sliced potato or something on if you have a boil somewhere. And they'll take that out and they say that it works. So when I was hearing about the hemorrhoid shit, I was just like, I've never had hemorrhoids. Thank you, Jesus. Have you ever had hemorrhoids?
Nah. Yeah. I know somebody that has though. Yeah. My man was hitting a girl and she from the back and she, I guess, didn't realize that her hemorrhoid had slipped out.
Damn.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, hemorrhoid became untucked. That's a mean joint. What did he do? Did he know what it was?
Yeah, he just looked up.
I don't think I've ever seen a hemorrhoid in real life.
Me either.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would know what it looked like.
Yeah, it was coming out the ass. I guess I don't know if he had them or what. I don't know, but he was like, her hemorrhoid was out. It's fucking disgusting.
I used to hear that if
she had a fat ass too, so it really sucked.
So she probably really had that joint tucked in and didn't know. How are you even comfortable? How are you feeling sexy if your ass hurt?
I don't know, bro. Maybe she numbed it and forgot that it was numb.
True. Maybe she had a potato in her butt too, and she thought that was gonna take care of the shit. Hey, that is wild. I used to hear if you sat on a cold concrete surface for a long time, you would get hemorrhoids. So I used to think about that shit all the time, when I was in college and be on the yard and shit. Shit made of bricks and concrete and all that shit. I am thankful that I've never had to experience that. or have to sit on a donut or no shit like that. But from what I hear, hemorrhoids are not what's up. Have you had any home remedies that actually work?
When your hand falls asleep, if you lick your fingers and then rub it over like there's a sleep hand, that works. So
if you lick
like
your
you lick
fingers.
your fingers and then rub it each finger or some shit like that, that works. I don't know. I mean, Epsom salt, shit like that. I can't really think of nothing off the top of my head.
I know that if you have acne, toothpaste will definitely work.
Oh yeah,
that will work. I've used that. They don't recommend that. If you go to a dermatologist, they will tell you not to do that. But if you need to get over a bump or something quickly, or get the whitehead or blackhead to come out, that definitely works. Something that does not work, I learned as a child. I don't want to say child because that makes me sound fast, but as a teenager, you cannot get rid of a hickey by putting a cold spoon over it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That used to be.
Can't heat your hands up in a hot, like I got naturally cold hands. So like whenever I used to go outside, I used to try to like, in the snow and shit, I used to have to come back in because my hands be cold as fuck. And I tried to like heat them up by sticking them in hot water. Don't do that.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Don't do that.
The shit will fall off. Your hands will fall off in the water and you'll just have wrist and forearms.
Shout out to frostbite.
For sure.
I read that you are not, so for some reason, Black people, I've never heard any Caucasians say this, but Black people feel as though if you get like a burn, you should put like butter on it. Do not do that. That traps the heat inside and you just started a meal. Like fried hand or wherever you burnt something. Put it under cold water. I don't
know where that came from.
But ginger ale cures everything. That is true.
That's a fact.
That is true. And it has to be like a Schweppes or like some local strong ass.
It has to be Canada Dry.
Canada Dry weak.
Nah, Schweppes is disgusting.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's two types of people in this world. Canada Dry and Schweppes. And well, we know where you are.
That makes sense for us because we're always opposite majority of the time. I'm definitely team Schweppes. I will drink Canada Dry and Seagram's if I don't have any other choice. I actually like ginger ale. A lot of people don't like ginger ale.
Only Canada Dry though. I mean, I'll drink a Schweppes and shit if it's there, but 9 times out of 10, I'm drinking Canada Dry.
I kind of feel like Canada Dry has more natural ginger in it. But I feel
I've actually had a ginger ale, like an actual ginger fucking soda.
Yeah.
I had that shit when I worked at Blue Cross. That shit was powerful.
Yeah, ginger beer and ginger beer and like real ginger ale. That shit is very
I've had a shot of ginger. That shit is the strongest shit I've ever had in my life. Like my homegirl used to juice and shit and she had juiced a fucking ginger root.
Yeah.
Nigga. That shit is stronger than any fucking Everclear or vodka or anything else that you could ever. That shit, you feel it like literally coursing through your veins. Like that shit is like no other. But it's good for you clearly. But that shit is a lot for sure.
Yeah, it is a lot. I like Schweppes because it's stronger. And I don't know if that's naturally stronger or artificially stronger. But I like my carbonated sodas to basically make me lose my breath when I when I drink the shit, like strong as fuck. Cool. I prefer that. Especially,
I don't drink soda, so only thing that I do drink is Canada Dry. Like I don't drink Sprite and other shit.
I don't drink soda often, but when I do, I love a strong Sprite. I prefer my soda in a can versus a bottle because it's even stronger. Like a strong Coke, a strong Sprite, a strong ginger ale. And most of the time when I'm drinking Coke or ginger ale is because I'm drinking Jack. Y'all already know that. But I prefer it to be strong, like, because weaker carbonated drinks taste sweet to me because they're going flat and I don't really like that. What you do over the weekend though? Did you hit any CIAA events? What you been up to since the last time we spoke?
Nah, my son's birthday is tomorrow, so I had a birthday party for him over the weekend. So that was
happy birthday, Bubba, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the theme?
It wasn't a theme. I don't do themes. We don't do themes. The theme was his birthday. It was a birthday party.
The theme is here. You're another year older. How old is he? 4?
He'll be 4 tomorrow.
Oh, time is flying. Time is flying.
It's a fact.
And the
Big
twins
facts.
are 6.
7.
7. Dang. All right. Shout out to Bubba, for whatever reason. I still think of, the classic thing that all children get into when, you posted him having all that fucking Vaseline or grease or something.
I don't even have that video anymore.
All
It makes
over
me
the
so
place.
sad. That shit makes me so sad. I wish I had that video. Like, cause I had switched my phone and at that particular time I was like anti, cloud and shit like that. I didn't want to pay for no additional cloud. And I lost that fucking video. I'm mad as hell. That was a good video.
I'm sure you could probably find it somewhere the way the internet is set up.
It ain't in my phone.
Is it in your archives on Instagram? Cause that's where I saw it.
It was in my story. I didn't say it to my, check
because Instagram
I don't even know how
has
to do all that archive shit. I don't even know how to do that.
Oh, they automatically save it into your archives. I mean, I don't know about that particular time and when the archive, went into effect, but all of the things that you're posting now is automatically going into an archive unless you go in and set your settings.
Never knew that.
Off archives. You have to take it off.
I've never even been in the archive. I'm very limited in my Instagram fucking savantness.
Gotcha. I actually didn't know until like you might see somewhere where somebody DM'd you about like your story or something like that, and it's days later, you know, your story only lasts 24 hours, and it'll say only you can see this because it's in your archives, but nobody else can see it because it disappears after 24 hours. So people, you definitely have an archive.
Where do you even go to get your archives?
You go into your settings, like where you go into your profile and you click the 3 lines. I know you have iPhone like me. I don't know about you Android people, but it says archives right there, like under settings.
In the Instagram settings or the settings of the phone settings?
No, your Instagram settings.
Huh. I don't even see that, but okay, whatever. Well,
is your picture at the bottom? Like, is your picture at the bottom where you can then go to your profile and then you should have 3 lines at the top where your name is at when you go to your own profile?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to bore the fans with.
Well, they probably need to know too, but it's right there in your settings under your archives and shit like that. So what did you do last weekend? You just been chilling? How was the fight? I know you saw the fight last week.
Oh yeah, the fight was good. Well, it wasn't good actually. I had a bunch of people up, a bunch of my homeboys and shit, and a couple of my homegirls came over and shit. Had a nice little shindig at the crib, but I was sad. I never realized how much I really cared about Deontay Wilder until he got his fucking block knocked the fuck off.
He did.
But
I wish I would have saw it. You gotta let me know when heavyweight fights are occurring.
Nigga, it was all over the Instagram.
But I didn't know it was a heavyweight fight. I knew it was a fight, but I didn't know it was heavyweight.
You ain't know Deontay Wilder's a heavyweight?
I don't follow any boxers. I don't follow any boxers. I haven't followed boxers since the 90s, probably. So, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but he been knocking niggas the fuck out. 40, he was 40, now he's 41 and 1. That last one is a draw. And the first fight they had was a draw. It was a really good fight. He should have lost that fight. The only reason it was a draw is because he knocked Tyson Fury down 2 times, in that fight. And then, and one of those knockdowns came in the 12th round. Tyson Fury got up like the Undertaker. It was wild, mad, dramatic and shit. And then he still beat Deontay Wilder's ass in that, you know, he would have won that round had he not got knocked out. So it was the same, pretty much, this fight, it was wild.
He licked the nigga blood.
Sad, but I was sad. You say what?
He licked the nigga blood.
He didn't really lick his blood. He just licked. It was just the angle. He didn't actually lick his
blood.
He
didn't?
Nah, it was just the angle in which they showed it. He didn't lick it. He was just licking his tongue out. He's just a freaky man. He's a weird man.
Freaky man.
He's a gypsy, but, well, no, it was really, it was just sad. Like, it was fucked up. You know what I mean? He just beat the shit out of him. And, I didn't anticipate him getting his ass whooped like that. And I was really fucked up for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like, he really beat the shit out of my nigga. 'Cause like Deontay Wilder, I profess how many times I enjoy boxing on this. I love boxing. I love the sweet science of it all. And it was actually to flip it just as a boxing fan. I'm really a fan of Tyson Fury, just 'cause he is fucking excellent in boxing. Like, he's big as goddamn hell, and he is super elusive and everything he shouldn't be at 6'9", 273 pounds. I think
is he really 6'9"?
Yeah, he big as shit.
Damn.
Because Deontay Wilder's 6'7", and he looks like a that shit was a hell yeah. So because the fight before, Deontay Wilder came in at 212, bro was like 250. The white dude, damn. He was 250, and so he put on. Well, actually, he was like 246, but he used to be 400 pounds.
Wow.
He won the belt. He beat Klitschko like probably 4 or 5 years ago. Went into a deep depression, started partying, going crazy, drinking a lot. Gained like 400 pounds. Deontay Wilder was talking shit, like basically, writing him off or whatever, saying that he's over, he's washed, whoop de whoop. And the internet keeps all receipts. So like in 2017, Fury tweeted or posted on Instagram, like, yo, I just want to shout out Deontay Wilder. 'Cause I think he just want to fight. He was like, I just want to, appreciate the inspiration. He was like, I'm out here working out and I'm coming to knock your ass out.
Mm.
And well, he did. So, yeah, but it was
damn,
just
he wrote a
because,
check
like,
and cashed it too.
Yeah, he definitely did. He made good on that check, but post-dated that motherfucker too. But yeah, it was just fucked up because like like I said, I didn't realize how much I gave a fuck about Deontay, and it was like. And it wasn't even necessarily, it was kind of like a white black thing, but it wasn't necessarily. I just fucked with Deontay just because of everything he stands for. Like, he's always championing black people, and he's always, even the fucking entrance, if you saw the entrance, the walkout, he had, what's brother name? D Woods or D something. I forgot. It's Sir's little brother. The nigga that won the Netflix shit.
Okay.
I forgot his name. D something. But it's Sir, the singer Sir, they got a really talented family, but, he was walking out and he had like a freestyle, like, or a song. And it was like black, cause it was during Black History Month. He had this whole black, like, fucking 45-pound costume on, apparently, that he said weighed him down, which was some bullshit. But, and he had like mad pictures, like he had like a backdrop, like, historical black figures on it. It was during Black History Month.
Yeah.
He had bruh rapping and like the whole theme of it was black, like, you couldn't make out everything he was saying, but like you could tell he was kicking that shit. Like he was whatever you could make out. Like he was saying like black is concrete, black is black. You know what I'm saying? Just black. Their whole thing was black, and it took him like
y'all.
It was just fucking. But it was hard though. The beat was hard, and you couldn't make out everything he was saying. But everything when you could, like I said, you could hear that he was spitting that shit. And so I was just super pumped up. You know what I'm saying?
And the other nigga Russian, right?
Nah.
What is
he's from England. But he's like a gypsy, so he's like he calls himself the Gypsy King.
Oh, okay.
But he just beat the shit out of my nigga, and beat the fucking hell out of him. And that shit, like, and it just fucked me up. But and then he
beat him so hard you felt that you was fucked up too, my man.
Yeah, everybody in the crib was fucked up. Like everybody in the crib was fucked up. Like nothing but black people in there, but like. That shit was fucked up. And then like just the next day, I was like, yo, I can't believe he got his fucking ass whooped like that. Like that shit really let niggas down. Just cause, like for one, he never lost. Like I never seen him lose. And he had 40 wins and he had 39 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So he knocks niggas the fuck out.
See, that's what I like about heavyweight. I like seeing niggas get knocked the fuck out. That's why I say you gotta let me know when some heavyweight shit
his knockouts are the best. Like his knockouts are the fucking best. Like he knocked niggas the fuck out.
Debo style.
He didn't get knocked. It was a TKO. Like he got up every time, but that nigga was getting pummeled. Like it was a TKO because they stopped it in the 7th. You know what I'm saying? And
listen, all I was saying was still shots on social media. I was like, damn, he getting fucked up.
Yeah, he was getting fucked up, man.
Out there.
It was not a good fight. It was
it was not a good fight. It's a rematch coming like fairly soon though, right?
Go watch it.
All right.
Nah, they fighting in July. He did he exercised his right for the rematch. So it's July 18th.
Is that
and I'm going to the fight.
early? Like, is that soon for you to have just gotten your ass knocked out?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely. Usually, I mean, fighters fight, twice a year, typically, sometimes 3 times a year, but nah. I mean, he fought I want to say he fought in like October, maybe. I think that was the last time he fought, maybe October or November. I can't remember, but that was like a tune-up fight. He beat the dude ass in all of 45 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knocked the motherfucker. Like, he like twisted and turned that motherfucker. Like, the motherfucker tore his knee and shit. Like, he knocked his ass out so hard. He punt, and that's the thing. Like, that's why motherfuckers ain't stopped the fight. It's hard to stop the fight for a champion, 1. And 2, like, Deontay Wilder is the one, like, he has one hitter quitter type fucking speed and power. Like, like, even in the first fight with with Tyson Fury, like, Tyson Fury was beating his ass the entire time. And then, like, he caught him in the 4th round, knocked him down. And then he caught him in the 12th round and knocked his ass out. But then he just got back up. So, but he was again, dude gained like 30 pounds from that one. So it was just fucked up. It was just fucked up.
Well,
but it was entertaining. Rueful. So if you like boxing, if you didn't watch the fight, I suggest watching the first fight and then watching the second fight. And just watch any Deontay Wilder knockouts. He's got some great knockouts for what it's worth. And Tyson Fury, if you like boxing as well and you're a fan of the sport, he's an excellent boxer. And he's a likable person. Like, he's not an asshole or nothing like that. Like, he donated his purse. He donated his $9 million purse that he won to charity and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn.
Like, all of it. That's what they said. I don't know how true it is, but he's been known to give a lot, like millions and millions of dollars away to
that's awesome.
People in need and shit. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah,
but it was a masterpiece from Fury and shit like that. So
okay.
But I see Floyd. They asked Floyd if they think Wilder can beat Fury. He was like, yeah, if I train him. So he needs to do something because he has no boxing skill, like actual, like being able to throw a jab or being able to throw combinations and shit like that. He just has a right hand that knocks niggas the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? He's never had to actually box before.
Gotcha.
But he
just got to connect with a nigga and he out. Most of the time up until now.
For sure.
I guess.
Oh, no. Fuck yeah. But so if Floyd trains him, he'll have a better shot, but I don't think he's not going to be able to correct his shit within, 6-month turnaround. But I'll be in the fight. I'll be in Vegas on July 18th. Count that the fuck up, and I'm going to the fight. I don't even care. Spend $1,000 on tickets. I'm in that bitch. Sure.
Wife approved of this already?
I haven't even spoken to her.
You're like, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Yeah.
I
this
feel
is a
you
done
on
deal.
that.
I'm going. Fuck that.
Well, I've been chilling. I've over the past week or two, been chilling for the most part. I had a lot of work. Went to a company event that was actually more entertaining than I thought. It was crazy. So we had like this meeting, like this offsite and all these other things. And it was away and like an hour and a half away from here in like northern Georgia in this place called like Lake Lanier or whatever. And it was crazy because like the company that I work for is like really like some good old boys, right? So like, like classic, like good old boy. Like our CEO is like a good old boy and shit. And, it was wild because I've worked at throughout my career up until now at really progressive companies. You know what I'm saying? Like they care about, best place to work and like all that shit. Not this nigga. So it gets to like the end of the shit where people can get up and like ask questions and shit. And it was so wild because somebody got up and said, hey, lately, some people have been getting, laid off and XYZ things have been going on. And I sense that there is low morale. What do you have in place to fix the low morale, right? This nigga got up and true Suge Knight style, beige Suge Knight style and said, low morale? He said, you work at a financially stable company that give out good bonuses. If you don't like it, leave. God damn. Right. Like everybody was just looking like, oh shit. And it was crazy. It was the last question. So the whole shit ended like on that note.
All right. Well, on that note, right,
right. Go get some wine and beer
for sure.
and all that shit. Exactly. And that's like how the shit ended. And you know, it just gave me Trump vibes. And I was like, I will give this nigga the one and only. Right. That's exactly what I said. I said, I gotta give this nigga the one and only compliment that I give Donald Trump. At least you know he was straight up. Like he ain't lie. Sure. Like
yeah, like
he ain't lie. Now take what you want with that information and do what's best with you for you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna change. He like, we making money. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Like
yeah, really.
Like, you know, but you know, doing the type of work that I do, it makes my job harder. Because culture is everything. And I think that what companies like this don't understand, because I've been at companies that thrive on their culture, is that if people like coming to work and people like working, they actually make more money for you. Like, like you got to understand how all of that works. And people need more than one day a year when they get this bonus to feel happy coming to work. But again, it was on some Suge Knight shit. And, you know, if you don't like it.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like, you feel happy when you pay your bills. So,
listen, but there are a lot of companies, mainly the ones who are Fortune 500, Fortune 50, all of these companies that give you good bonuses and is a good place to work. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I'm just saying, like, you know, people, I don't know. Work is work, and you supposed to certainly enjoy what you do, or enjoy because you spend the majority of your time at work.
Right.
But I can see where he's coming from. I mean,
I can't see where he's coming from, but I can respect it because that's his true thoughts. I can respect it for sure, but no one, I think because it's a blue collar industry, they kind of thrive on the fact that you really can't. For individuals, unlike myself, I can go to any company and do the type of job that I do. But for majority of their operations, they're blue collar. They are high school diploma at best. And,
you know, $100,000 a year.
They make a lot of money because they make a lot of overtime and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas can literally, you know, double their salary with overtime and shit like that. So you ain't just about to leave. So he know you can talk about that. You can get another. I mean, my particular job may be a little bit more niche, but you can go get you another accountant, HR person, you know, finance person, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So they just like, if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying, then leave. But, you know, for someone who does ethics, it's kind of like you need to back that up with something. Cause basically what you're saying is all that matters is money. And when people feel like all that matters is money, it's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. And long as I'm making money or I'm helping the company make money, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, like I said, it's their company. It's not mine. All you can do is take the information and go with it. So I definitely respect it. I definitely respect it. But it was crazy. It was crazy. It left, because I was at the corporate meeting. And it didn't hit as well because we have different meetings for the different sectors of the company, and I was at the corporate meeting. But yeah, it left a bad taste in people's mouths. But hey, run your businesses how you want to. And like I said, as long as it ain't illegal or against my morals, I'll do what you need me to do. Up until a point, you know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to the straight up motherfuckers who just don't give a fuck. He like I don't know how old he is, but if I had to guess, he was like 60 something. I'm sure he says nigga in his spare time. Like, I don't doubt that like at all. Like, like if you look in the dictionary under like privileged rich white man, his picture is there. Like he drives a Porsche, but he looked like a hillbilly. Like,
he definitely got a truck. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, but also this weekend, so I have like a quick soapbox to stand on, like really, really quick, and we can move along. As I told you, B, and the listeners, I've been in search for a new car. I've already said that I want a luxury car as my next car. And like, my car has treated me well. I haven't really had a reason to buy a new car, but eventually, you know, Zena, who's my car, she's going to eventually give out. But I literally hate like the car buying process. And it's not even like the financing part. It's none of that part. It's the actual car buying process. And, I went to, Jaguar this weekend. And I went in and I told them exactly what I came in there for, because I don't like the car salesman thing, right? So I want to tell you straight up, like what I'm coming in here for, so you can know what energy to exude, right? So I go in and I say, look, I'm coming in here because I'm in the market for a new car. I'm not buying a car today, because really my goal is to buy myself a car for my birthday, which is in May. If you guys want to send me gifts. But, you know, I'm trying to figure out what works best for me and what I like, right? Because it's a lot of money. So you want to make sure you're getting what you want, or that's how I am. I want to make sure if I'm paying for some shit is what I want. So I go in and I say, look, I'm coming in. I want to find out about your F-Pace, your XF, and your XE, and the difference between those. And I would like to test drive. So I can understand the difference between the two. I'm not buying a car today. I'm just trying to learn about what's going on so that I can, you know, buy this car in the future. He goes, cool. Exactly. I understand. Blah, 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 blah. So this nigga proceeds to direct me to the car he wants to direct me to. like you're not listening at all. So after we test drive these cars or whatever, he then's like, what I got to do for you to walk out with this car today? And I say, I'm not here to buy a car today. First of all, even if I fell in love with this car, like I'm not the person that's going to make a large financial decision in a split second. Like I'm not impulsive like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I still got to weigh my options and shit like that. So instead of doing all that, I'm not going to take y'all through the rigmarole, but I know all of y'all have bought cars before, and whether you're buying a new car, a used car, whatever the case may be, and especially if you're a woman, you've worked with a car salesman and they never give off a good vibe. They always give off like Scummy and shit like that. So he kept on trying to press this car on me. He going, bringing down the money. I was like, I'm not buying a car today. So after I told him, I said, look, I said, you don't listen. I said, I told you what I was coming in here for. We've test drove 2 of the same model cars because you wanted to push me towards this particular model of car because you're trying to get rid of this particular model of car. And we done had talks in the car. I said, you don't listen. I said, I told you what I was here for. I told you when I came in here, I was not walking out of here with a car, but you still proceeded to do this pressuring thing and go back and forth and try to get me to make a fucking $50,000 decision. The car was $75,000. He was trying to get the car out. I had already told him what my max was. He like, I can give it to you for this. I can give it to you for this. I can give it to you for this. I said, you know, my soapbox to car salesmen is listen, because what I told him was you fucked up a connection because I am buying a car. You could have been the nigga I bought the car from. But because I don't trust you and because you're trying to pressure me like that hard pressure shit, I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And when I buy a car, if I decide a Jag is the car that I want to buy, it won't be from you. And so he's like, I'm not trying to pressure you, but you came on our last day of our fiscal year and I feel like this is a great deal and I've never had a deal like this. You know, you'll be saving $25,000. I didn't come in here for a $75,000 car. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you giving me is like, that's not a deal for me because I didn't come in here to get a deal on a $75,000 car. I didn't come in here for that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing about that, whether you're a car salesman or anybody, like, don't think about the short game. Think about the long game. You know what I'm saying? Because a sale is a sale. It's people that's buying Jaguars. They don't need me to buy a Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? But I could have came to you a month from now or a few weeks from now or whenever and been like, hey, I trust you. You did me right. Now you can make this commission off this car. But you decided to be an asshole. So don't think about the short game, people. Like whatever your business is, like listen to your customer and don't fuck that shit up. But like, I honestly I see why motherfuckers go on fucking Carvana and places like that and Tesla and fucking hit a couple buttons and then the fucking car come to them. Cause they don't have to deal with none of that shit. Do you have good experience buying cars?
My dad, a car salesman for 30 some odd years. He was great. One of the best car salesmen there are.
You bought your car from him?
Well, I mean, he got me all my cars, so.
Oh, he did it for you. Oh, he.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just a great car salesman. My dad been in the business for
you're lucky. You're definitely lucky that you don't have to deal with these guys.
He was just a great salesman. Like, he wasn't like overly pushy. He made his money, with referrals and people coming back years after years after years.
Exactly. Cause they trust them.
Right.
Cause they trust him. And that's what it is. Trust. If I'm dropping off 5 figures to you, I want to trust you. I want to feel like I'm doing a good thing. Not like I'm being swindled. Like you got something to hide. When you pressing somebody out, it feels like you have something to hide. So my thing is shout out to car salesmen like B's dad and fuck all the rest of you slimy fucking used car acting fucking salesmen. Cause that shit ain't fucking cool. And that's why people don't fucking like buying cars, bro. You would think something like the financing would be a hard part, but when you got money, you got credit, you just dealing with these assholes that just want to press you out. Like, I fucking hate that shit. But I did see a car that I like. But again, he still didn't even do his job. Kobe and Gianna's funeral was last week. Did you watch it?
Nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm cool. I was at work 1 and then 2. I don't know. I watched Nipsey shit and that shit made me sad. So I hate funerals. So
yeah,
I didn't feel like being sad. So
that's how I am. I'm like, I don't want to go to the funerals that I am required to go to. Like, I definitely don't want to watch a funeral. Although I heard, I saw clips. Beyonce seemed like she did well. Michael Jordan made a laugh with the meme talking about he was going to be another meme. Shaq broke it up a little bit with a joke, you know what I'm saying, about Kobe or whatever. And that's the one thing that, I unfortunately is great about African American funerals and things like that. Like, it brings us together and we try to heal each other, through laughter and shit like that. So rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna.
Sure.
And, you contributed a lot to the world and, you will be missed, greatly. You traveling anytime soon?
Not that I know of. Well, I gotta go to Louisiana in May, but no, not that I can think of. Maybe, but I'll probably go on vacation around that same time too. So probably in May.
I heard it's been like a couple corona outbreaks in North Carolina. It's 2 in Georgia and Fulton County where I live.
It's only 1 here.
It's 1? Oh, I thought it was 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2 here are 2 people that's in the same family in Fulton County. So, and I'm going to travel a couple times over the next 3 weeks. So they saying that the face mask and shit don't work. Yep. Don't do that. So it's kind of like, what do you do? I'm not really, I don't know if I'm.
You do for the flu, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing you can do. You just wash your hands and
Yeah.
do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like the flu killed 25,000 people last month.
Yeah. They say that the flu kills like fucking what was it, like 79,000 people a year or something like that? Or that could be just in America. But it's a lot. I didn't even know. Like, I think we talked about this. Like, I didn't even know like the flu killed that many people. Most of them are children and elderly people. That don't make it better. But I'm sure the people listening to this and not children or elderly people for the most part. Shout out to our elderly people who listen, if we have any elderly listeners. But yeah, so I'm just like, somebody hit me the other day, like, you still traveling? Like, cause we supposed to go on a trip. I'm like, yeah, I'm still traveling. Like, it is what it is, but prices of flights are dropping, people. So if you're brave, if you are brave, you might want to go ahead and cash in on some of them flights, that are dropping. B, you're a tall guy. It was some, talk, I think it was last week, in regards to reclining your seat, and should you recline the seat, and it's rude to recline the seat. You're a tall guy. What was your thoughts on that whole shit from like last week?
I mean, everybody's seats recline. So, like, I think they just put too many seats on a plane. Yeah. That's probably my biggest thing. But, I mean, I don't like it, but at the same time, I'm going to recline my seat. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't like a motherfucker to fall back on me, but at the same time, like, if I want to recline, I'm going to do the same shit. So,
yeah.
It just is what it is type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I say.
I think the issue is just they put too many seats on the plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely that. Look, if the seat recline, you can't tell nobody they gotta ask before they fucking recline. I'm not asking you before I recline my seat. Right. And like, the seat shouldn't recline if that's not what you wanted to do. And the Delta CEO talking about you should ask first. No, I'm not asking first. My seat comes with one snack and reclining and getting there second. Right. Like, I should be able to do all three things if I want to. And I'm not asking somebody if it's okay that I recline. I mean, if I lean back on a tall person and they tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, you know, in a nice way, I could oblige to that. But you ain't gonna tell me what I have to do. And my seat covers that. You know what I'm saying? That's like telling some big ass person like, oh yeah, you got you got this seat and you over here drifting onto my armrest and I'm in the middle. First of all, I hate being in the middle. What's your preferred seat? Aisle or window? I mean,
either one. I just don't want to sit in the middle. Like, cause I mean, like, can't really sleep on the window seat because like you try to prop your head on the thing, but that shit is annoying. And then when you sit in the aisle, you get a little bit more leg room for one leg, but you know, motherfuckers bringing the cart in and out, so you can't really get
and taking your fucking shoulder off.
Yeah, so I mean, I just typically 5'5" it. So.
G5B,
private jet. Just pick me up, and, you know, especially peons.
And then Delta CEO talking about you should ask first, like you flying commercial. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, stop all of that. Stop making your seats recline. And people should ask first. And the reason
just make more room. Like,
they trying to get as many dollars as they possibly can. But nigga, like, I always be talking about fucking Spirit. Like, Spirit got motherfucking lawn chairs inside they shit. I don't even know if them shits recline. Hey, shout out to my homie who got a real life, sent me a screenshot, got a 9-cent ticket off of Spirit.
Like, I'll sit in the damn sardine can for 9 cents.
Hey, it was 9 cents and the fees was 13 and some change. The whole ticket was $14.
That's amazing.
The fees was more than the actual ticket. And they sent me a screenshot. I'm like, no fucking way. They sent me a screenshot. Where the fuck did they go? It was Spirit. They coming there. They coming to Raleigh. They flying into Raleigh.
From where though? Like down?
Right. from fucking Florida. It's Tilly.
That's amazing. Oh, word.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tills.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Amazing.
Tilly got 9, right. Hey, if that ain't the blackest thing to say, black people always feel like you save some money, you got somebody to spend on them. I feel that was the realest shit ever. Now, drinks on you, nigga. You save money.
You ain't had $300 to spend. You got plenty. Nigga, that don't even fill up a car.
That don't like 9 cents. I was like, what you think
more
happened?
To get to the airport than them to fly. It's crazy.
Facts. I was like, that's skeptical.
That's crazy.
She's like, I don't know. And she like, I don't know if it was like a glitch or I don't know, but I got up out of there.
I gotta go to Louisiana. I'm about to damn see if I can grab me a 9-cent joint.
A
Shit, I told you I was
9-cent
happy.
joint.
I got fucking 5 people for $400. That shit might as well have been 9 cents. That shit was amazing.
Facts.
I spent $1,000 on a plane ticket for myself before. So
Facts. We're
Spirit.
planning to go to Milwaukee for my grandmother on my father's side's birthday, and like for my brother and like his family, he looking at like 1,500.
Nah, they got Spirit that way, don't they?
Huh?
They got Spirit, don't they?
Yeah, they have Spirit. I don't know what the connection is from DC to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is not like a hub or a popping ass joint, you know what I'm saying? So some you might have 1 layover, you might have 2 layovers. Lucky for me, Atlanta has direct flights nonstop. That's one of the great things about living in Atlanta, or well, DC is a major city too, but
yeah, they probably got some direct flights.
they don't have a lot though. They don't have a lot.
Yeah.
I guess because a lot of people ain't leaving DC going to Milwaukee. And I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But
if he does go to Spirit, like if you a little cheap trick, like go to the actual counter and you'll save yourself like $50 per ticket. So life hack.
That good life hack, because that's how Tilly got the 9-cent joint.
Mm-hmm.
Goes directly to the counter. I ain't never heard nobody going directly to the counter. So that was like a wild concept to me. Like, you go all the way there?
That's why I got all that shit. That's how I got that price. I mean, they still would have been a good price. It was probably like $650, $700 or some shit.
Yeah.
Which is still good for 5 people to fly, but
fuck it.
Yeah. My old lady went to the damn ticket counter and say like shit, like 400, like probably like $200. That shit was lit.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So go to the counter if you, matter of fact, I know a girl. I'm about to see what's up with Cam. Yeah, I'm about to see what's up with Cam, see if she can give me a damn discount. But
that's what's up.
But yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, go straight there.
All right. You ready to get into a Bees Black Fat?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me do your intro. Yeah. Skibbity bee bop Ken. You said Kens. Let me take it back. Skibbity bop bop.
You said Ken. I ain't say shit.
You said Ken before that. Your homegirl Ken or somebody that said who you said you had?
I said Candace. Yeah.
Oh, Candace. I thought you said Ken. That stuck in my mind. Okay, go back. Skibbity bee bop Bees Black Facts. Hey, people said they like my shit. So
I heard that. Actually. I don't know if I agree with them, but shout out to you. And shout out
to y'all who love me. I appreciate you.
It was recently, today's March 3rd when you're hearing this, but Harry Belafonte celebrated his birthday on March 1st, and he just turned 93. Harry Belafonte 93. Is still kicking. Shout out to him. He's an American singer-songwriter.
Protect Harry Belafonte at all costs.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
At this point, he's 93, so it's really not too much protection that he needs.
Oh
it's just him and God at this point. It's just him and God. Like, it's nothing that we can do. Nothing that you or I can do to protect fucking Harry Belafonte. But yeah, anyway, he's an American actor.
So wait,
he was born
you
March
said
1st.
We protect Harry Belafonte, we protect him from God.
No, I said it's just him and God at this point.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, God.
Yeah. God got him. Like, it's nothing that you nor I can do. That shit, man is out of this. It's just him.
Hey, Betty White is 98. So Harry Belafonte can hit 100.
Her and God. You know what I mean? It's her and God. Man cannot intervene one way or another.
Oh, shit. Go ahead. My bad.
But yeah,
bro.
He's an American singer, songwriter, activist, and actor. One of the most successful Jamaican American pop stars in history. He was dubbed the king of Calypso for popularizing the Caribbean music style with an international audience in the 50s. His breakthrough album, Calypso, is the first million-selling LP by any single artist. Shout out to that. That's crazy.
Shout out to Harry
is known for his recordings of the Banana Boat song, which with its signature lyric "Deo."
That's his song?
Correct.
I never knew that.
He has recorded and performed in many genres, including blues, folk, gospel, show tunes, and American standards, or whatever that is. He's also starred in several films, including Otto Premingers, I don't know how you say that, hit musical Carmen Jones, Island in the Sun, Robert Wise's Odd Against Tomorrow, Also, Belafonte was an early supporter of civil rights movement in the 1950s and 60s. He was a confidant of Martin Luther King throughout his career. He has been an advocate for political and humanitarian causes such as anti-apartheid movement and USA for Africa. Since '87, he has been a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. He was a vocal critic of policies of George W. Bush, President's administration, and he acts as American Civil Liberties Union Celebrity Ambassador for juvenile justice issues. And he also won 3 Grammy Awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy Award, and a Tony. In 1989, he received the Kennedy Center's Honor. He was awarded the National Medal of Arts in '94. And in 2014, he received the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the Academy's 6th Annual Governors Awards. Shout out to that black man.
Boop, boop, boop. Shout out to
at one point in time, he was considered the most sexy man, one of the sexiest men alive. And he had the wildest hairline of all. So shout out to Harry Belafonte.
All types of accolades, including wildest hairline.
For sure. And he was like one of the first black men to like be on screen with a white woman too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I just heard that randomly.
I feel like Harry Belafonte was one of those black figures that, like, one of the first general, like, universal sex symbols. I remember that, like, white women loved him, like, as well, with Harry Belafonte.
Yeah. So he just celebrated a birthday. Shout out to that brother.
Shout out to Harry Belafonte. I do want to say, a quick rest in peace to Katherine Johnson, one of the hidden figures. She was 101.
Yep.
She died on the 24th of February. So Harry, you know what I'm saying? I'm still protecting you at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Betty's still doing it. You know, everybody's still doing it. I'm me and God are protecting you, Harry Belafonte. But you know, rest in peace to Katherine Johnson, one of the hidden figures. At 101. So that was great. She lived a very full life, and I'm glad that she got her just due. You know,
absolutely,
before passing away. I want to give a quick shout out to one of my friend's uncles. I talk about my friend Jay a lot on this show. Just a wild supporter of the show. And her uncle, G. Michael Payton, was honored by the Allies and Advocates in Columbus.
Ohio or South Carolina?
Ohio, Central Ohio. Yeah. Yep. G. Michael Payton served as the Ohio Civil Rights Commissioner for 18 years and made great accomplishments to advance the civil rights in the state of Ohio. Payton has been an outspoken advocate for Black people, including LGBTQ people in Ohio and non-discrimination laws. Upon retiring from the OCRC, Payton said, "It's been a high privilege and an honor to serve the state, and I am grateful for all of the great citizens that I've met along the way. I've been blessed to have the opportunity to lead an agency in administering Ohio's strongest public policy against discrimination." Shout out to G. Michael Payton. I think that is dope when we have, you know, civil rights activists and Black leaders that we actually know. So shout out to Jay and her uncle. I think that is super dope. So I want to take some time to
shout out to them.
Highlight, you know, people that we are like 1 degree of separation from. So, shout out to them. You ready to get into some little shit?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Little shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timelines. B, what you drinking? Robitussin?
I'm drinking some juice with some emergency in it.
Oh, emergency. And I'm following him up with wine today. Keeping it mellow. And put your cups up, because we have to get fuck ass contracts the fuck up out of here. So Megan Thee Stallion, who we all know and love, a Texas judge granted Megan Thee Stallion temporary restraining order against her label 1501 Entertainment on Monday. Megan claims that the label signed her to a deal with erroneous terms and refuses to renegotiate and has threatened to block her from releasing new music. She stated all this on her IG Live. The rapper claims that 1501 Entertainment, which is owned by Carl Crawford, who is the CEO and also a professional baseball or former professional baseball player, that they take home 60% of her recording income, 30% of her touring, and 30% off of her merchandise. Meg claims that, and I quote, "I was like 20 and I didn't know everything that was in the contract. So when I got with Rock Nation, who is her management team, so when I got with Rock Nation, I got real management and real lawyers. And they were like, do you know that this is in your contract?" And I was like, oh no, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know. CEO Carl Crawford claims that Megan signed a management deal with Rock Nation in September. She ceased communication with 1501 and opted not to pay him or 1501 for any of the money they were owed since August of last year. He also defends the terms of her initial contract, saying it was not out of the norm for new artists to have this type of contract, and argues that Jay-Z would have offered her the same deal being a new artist. The temporary restraining order, in addition, is to refrain from threatening or posting any retaliatory social media posts or threats against Megan Thee Stallion, and not to intentionally falsify, alter, spoil, hide, transfer, or destroy any documents or evidence or recordings related to Megan Thee Stallion in any way. B, it's 2020. Of course, Meg is like 25, 26. So let's just say 2015. Is there any excuse for an artist with this, in this information age, to sign a slave deal? How do you feel about all this? What are your thoughts?
She can't be mad at herself for signing something. You know what I mean? Like, granted, you're young and shit and naive and thirsty, ignorant to certain things, but at the same time, like, you can't put your name, like, it wouldn't have been void. It wouldn't have been valid if you didn't put your name to it. So, it's just a part of unfortunately, the bumps and bruises. You know what I mean? Like, you got to know what you're signing up for. I signed up for a credit card when I was 18 years old, and it had $1,000 limit, and I ended up owing like $5,000 because I didn't know how credit cards work. So I didn't know once you max a credit card out, or that you pay, if you have 800 or 900 on that limit, that if you pay the minimum balance, that you're not paying anything down on it. And if you pay it late, they're adding late fees on top of it. And then that continues to compound. And then, you $4,000 later, you have to pay it off. So guess what? I learned a lesson, and going forward, I know what interest rates mean, and I know what a bunch of other stuff means in relation to credit cards. So, her contract at this point, and it's just, living is the greatest teacher of all, right? So like, and on the business side of it, right? So like, Megan pops now, and she's a big star for what it's worth, but people are taking an extreme risk when there's a lot of people, for all the people that we know, there's a lot of people we don't know that have contracts.
That is very true.
You're taking a risk on motherfuckers like, I'll give you, $40,000, to set you up in X, Y, and Z. And then we have the specific deal. And for all the Megan Thee Stallions, it's a lot of, Rebecca the Stallions that did right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So who have that $40,000 that motherfuckers took an L on. So, from the business side of it, I understand it. Like, you're gonna have to set yourself up for, for return and residuals on the back end. So, that's when you get to a point where you have a shit deal initially. And then once you become, more popular and have more notoriety and more of a, success commercially, then you have to renegotiate. And, the good business would be that, somebody would do that because you want to continue the business, with that person. So, but you can't be mad at, some shit that you signed. And just reading the record, like you look at people online and hear all this other shit, like, she shouldn't have did X, Y, and Z. Like, listen, man, y'all niggas, if you've never read a legal contract, that shit is
Greek,
fucking Latin.
You
know what I mean?
Like,
that
truly,
shit is hard.
It's
like, that
literally
shit ain't
Latin.
just like, hey, but it ain't like, hey, you sign here, you get this. That shit is drawn up and you need 9
and it's
times out of 10
purposeful.
you need.
The law is meant
Correct.
to deceive. Like,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
what it's for.
Yeah, you got to be smart. And that's why people go and, get
that's
a trade.
why lawyers exist.
Being lawyers.
Because it creates a job.
It's just like a motherfucker who install a HVAC. Like, they had to go to school and learn how to do that. These motherfuckers are trade. Like, it's being a lawyer is just a trade. You know what I mean? It's just interpreting the law.
Thank you.
No different than anybody interpreting an HVAC or anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a trade, just like a brick mason. You're just a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they know, they went to school, they learned.
That's your
You gotta
specialty.
be smarter than the average bear, but shit, you gotta be smarter than the average bear to fucking install the goddamn condensate line on a fucking AC unit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that you gotta, ignorance, unfortunately, you have to pay for. And it is what
facts.
it is type of deal.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And the thing about the law, people, like, lawyers exist because the law is meant to be confusing and interpreted different ways. Because in 2020, if we wanted to make everything in layman's terms, we could. When you update your iPhone or doing anything that's routine and you see all this bullshit, you know what you normally do? You just click accept. You don't even know what you're signing into. You don't even know what you're signing up for.
Like, using Facebook, them niggas own all your pictures. Those aren't your pictures anymore. Like, using Facebook and loading anything, they can do whatever the fuck they want with those pictures. Because they're not yours. They're Facebook's. Once you accept the terms and the acknowledgments and the agreement.
And they hide it under a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I think if we were talking about the classic cases of like the 90s and shit like that, when like hip hop started really making money and like, R&B and all that was like really, really making money. And you had your TLCs and your Tony Braxtons and your New Editions and all of these people who were getting fucked over. Like, they were now part of this information age. Like I feel like Megan, I get it that you were 20, but you were also 20 like 5 years ago. Like, you were 20 like 20 years ago, where you could have fucked up and just thought like, hey, like, I just want this deal and I'm thirsty and I'm an eager artist and I just want this and that. Now, I don't agree with people knowingly taking advantage of people. Like, I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, most of these labels are snakes. You know what I'm saying? And I think with any company, they try to lure you in with the family thing. And I remember Meg saying, something about that. Like, we were family, so I ain't really cared. Listen, let me tell y'all something about human nature. Motherfuckers will screw you the fuck over. Your
family included.
Exactly. And that's where I was going with that. Anybody will screw you the fuck over. So you gotta.
Family more quicker than actually anybody.
Cause they feel like you're gonna forgive them quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still gotta be family regardless. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you a nigga like me, like, I grade people on an individual basis. I can't help it. We got the same uncle, same auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That wasn't my decision. Like, I fuck with family, but I'm going to do all my due diligence on everything, regardless of who you are. And for these young aspiring artists, I feel like we said this in recent episodes. Get you a lawyer that's not attached to the record label. And not necessarily mad, because I don't know what she was doing with her money, but you can spend a couple $100 and have a lawyer just review your shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you can spend that and have them review your shit, even if you
can have them negotiate for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can spend, $2,500. It'll save you in the long run to have them negotiate, like, your contract. Like, not even necessarily like, obviously for them to read it and make sure everything's in line, but shit, if they're giving you, and one of my homeboys, like, I used to have, a couple of my friends used to be signing Disturbing the Peace many, many months ago. But one of the dudes that used to work at the label, like, I seen him on Twitter and he was like, Nigga, if y'all ain't even got, if you don't have the $2,500, like hire them on a pro bono basis and then just tell them, hey, I'll pay you out of my fucking settlement. You know what I mean? Like, or out of my contract, like just negotiate yourself to whatever rate that you have and I'll just pay you once I get my contract. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll put that in release with, I'm like, yeah, it makes complete utter sense. Hell yeah.
That's a
like,
good tip.
You may not have $2,500 as a, 20-year-old kid, which is perfectly all right, but just call the fucking lawyer and tell them the situation you're in and be like, hey, look, I'll take your money off the top, just negotiate it for me and make sure I'm signing some shit that's all right. And then I'll pay you out afterwards. So, that's a tip to y'all, you aspiring artists.
Life hack.
And that's in anything really though.
Yeah. Life hack. Like seriously, like would you take, so you have a Meg Thee Stallion, right? We playing record exec. I feel like I'm always record exec first, record exec B. If you have a Megan Thee Stallion, right? And we got to think about creatives, right? How they create and all of this. And this is how they come up with like their music and shit like that. Would you renegotiate and take less to keep your particular artist? Or would you rather just hold them in a pattern and basically nobody makes money?
No, that's stupid. I'm a businessman, so I rather, you never go broke with making a profit. You know what I mean? That profit may not necessarily be what it was before, but you'll never be broke making a profit. So I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face just because, it's business. It's never personal. So, absolutely not. Let's figure it out and then let's keep it moving. Like, or, if you want to be with Rock Nation, them niggas can buy me out.
Facts. I think that 60% of your recording income is a wild number. Like, I'm not a real record exec, although I play one on TV, but that seems like a crazy amount. So I would love to know what the actual contract said that made Megan feel like, 60%? Cool. Cause that don't sound right at all. I don't care what you putting up front. And Megan is young. So she a part of this generation where you can actually pop on your own. You know what I'm saying? And Megan did pop in 2019 and had all of these Big Old Freak and, all of these other hits that came in 2019. Like, if it were me, I would take that shit down to 40, 60, get her 60. Just so, she can keep creating this music, because I'd rather have 40% of a few million than 60% of a few thousand. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that, you have to be flexible. And you've seen a lot of artists from the beginning of time till now that have just went away. And you see an interview with them years later, and it's because like, oh yeah, I'm still under contract with XYZ. So I'm not putting out no music until they release me, or, you a bad boy, or you a, whatever the case may be. So listen, y'all need to look into y'all contracts and shit. It was crazy. Did you see that, Juicy J did a diss record against Columbia and said that Columbia treated him. So Juicy J put out a diss record on SoundCloud this week, talking about Columbia. And he said that Columbia treated him like backwash, and basically some similar issues that all artists have with the label. You not giving me the money you should, blah, 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 blah. But Juicy J came back, after everything went viral and said, oh, me and Columbia, we all good. So I'm guessing Columbia settled some shit or whatever. But I'm like, Juicy J, you say you've been with them 20 years? Like, how the fuck you get in a slave contract? You fucking Juicy J. A fucking 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
You should know, and you should know everything about the music industry at this point in time. Cause 3-6 Mafia, they had some fucking ebbs and flows, and Juicy J has definitely had ebbs and flows where he wasn't around, and then he was the most popping thing ever, and then you see him on different, features and shit like that, and 3-6 Mafia got a fucking Oscar. Shout out 3-6 Mafia for that.
Fucking shout out 3-6 Mafia.
Shout out 3-6 Mafia, and Yeah, but I think that is crazy that history just repeats itself. Look, a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. You know, and in this information age, it don't take a lot to learn from the mistakes of others because all the information is right there. Google is your friend. Do your Googles, people. Do your Googles.
I fucking hate that song by Meg, by the way. In the song.
What, bitch?
My goodness. Whew,
I'd rather be a B-I-T-C-H. That joint?
Yeah. It's fucking trash.
Well, first of all, let's be clear. You already said that you don't care for Meg.
It's hard to listen to.
Really?
It is. It's
okay to me.
I mean, because the original song was, if you don't know, it's a Tupac song.
Right.
It's nigga. But it's just,
I'd rather be
I mean,
I
just hate her raps, man.
so we could get high, smoke weed all day. Yeah. But she say, I'd rather be a B-I-T-C-H because that's what you gonna call me when I'm tripping anyway.
Anyway.
You just hate Meg's delivery.
I hate it. It's the worst. I swear to God. It's the worst.
Shout out to Meg. I love Meg. B don't like you, Meg. So when we interview you on here, give B that heat. Meg the Stallion, suing her label is litter shit.
It's lit.
I think it's lit. I think you should definitely fight for, you know, with age comes wisdom, with time comes wisdom. And if you was 20 years old in 2015, 2016, and you didn't know then, now you know. So hopefully, you know, Rock Nation to get you the management, the lawyers that you need in order to get out of this situation. So shout out to Meg. I love Meg. B-I-T-C-H is cool. I've listened to it a few times. It's not in my rotation, but I'm okay with it. Steven Spielberg's daughter. So, Michaela Spielberg is the daughter of, Steven Spielberg. She was adopted.
Daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Steven Spielberg has 7 children. Of those 7, he has 2 wives, 7 children. Of his 7 children, 2 of them are adopted and 2 of them are black. Michaela is one of the black ones. Theo is the other black one. The daughter of Steven Spielberg announced that she will be starring in her own solo porno videos and is working to obtain her stripper's license in Tennessee. First of all, I love that strippers have to get a license.
Like panhandlers.
Yes, the government will find a way to
fucking green aprons on.
You gonna have like those stickers and shit that you have to put up to let you know you certified and shit like that. Put up your fucking hey, that's funny to me. I love that the government will find a way to monetize anything. But the 23-year-old reported that she told her parents about her new gig via FaceTime. Michaela told the U.S. Sun that she got tired of not being able to capitalize on her body, and she's tired of being told to hate her body. Also saying, I also got tired of working day to day in a way that did not satisfy my soul. I feel like doing this type of work, I am able to satisfy others as well as feel good. Is not a way to make me feel violated. She also says, I've hit rock bottom by choice. That's a wild statement, but an empowering choice. She said that she won't have sex on camera out of respect for her 47-year-old fiance. His name is Chuck Pankow. I can only believe he's a pink toe.
For sure.
She said that it's not her parents' fault. And, she was adopted when she was a baby, by Steven Spielberg and his second wife. She said they couldn't have known. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you why this story was wild to me. Because.
Have you seen her?
Yes. Give me your thoughts on that, cause I feel like you got.
She is not an attractive. She's not gonna have very many views. So, she's not attractive at all. My lord. Like.
You think so? I didn't think she was unattractive.
Nah, she's not good.
She does give me the vibes of a person with issues. Like she gives me damage vibes. Like you need to go sit down, talk to a therapist, maybe go to a rehab. I don't personally feel that she's unattractive. And she actually looks like she's probably of mixed race. Like she's like that light where you look like you're mixed. But listen,
try to pull up.
Steven Spielberg is worth $3.6 billion. Can you wrap your head around this story about empowerment, or is it like a cry for attention?
I don't know. I mean, when your people worth that much money, like, and you want to go fuck like Lawrence Fishburne's daughter and women want to fuck, it's like,
wait,
and then you say you're not
did she
gonna
fuck Lawrence Fishburne's
like,
daughter, or is that something you're just throwing out there?
You say what now?
How did you say Lawrence Fishburne's daughter? How is that connection?
Because she went and did porn.
Oh, I didn't know that. Give us this tea. So Lawrence Fishburne's daughter is doing porn.
That shit mad old. That shit is like,
I'm sorry I don't keep up with Lawrence Fishburne's daughter. I don't.
It was like in the news. It was like Boss-Up Days and shit like that.
But I didn't know about that. So Lawrence Fishburne's daughter is also doing porn. Very interesting.
Well, she was. I don't know if she still is or not.
Finish with your thoughts, though.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. She just damaged probably. Like, she just got issues. Like, this is kind of what you get when you, like, you know, go shopping for kids type shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know, like, what they're coming with type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Amazon kids, though?
Yeah, because, I mean, that shit, genetics and DNA is a motherfucker. Like, it's a lot of that shit is hard to overcome with whatever type of nurturing and all that other shit. Some of that shit is just inbred, you know, or embedded and instilled. So, and, you know, maybe her mom was a freak nasty. Her daddy was a freak nasty. You know what I'm saying? And that shit just in her. Apples don't fall far from the tree, you know.
Listen, as a woman, I'm all about a woman doing whatever she feel like she need to do. However, I will give that caveat because I think we talked about strippers a rack of podcasts ago. And we had a different opinion, you know, on strippers. And I actually, you know, women.
Nigga, she is funny looking. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't think she's funny looking. I just think she looked like a 6. She likes a 6.
About a 4.
She looks like a 6 to me, like a regular 6. Like,
she like a
you probably found like the worst picture ever of her. And
she got a dog collar on. She's like her glamour shot dog collar. Like, jeez Louise,
bro. Like,
her hair wild.
Listen, her hair is natural, so I won't go with wild. She looks regular to me. I don't know what your shit is. Like, she just look like a regular ass bitch to me. Like, I don't think she's ugly, but I don't necessarily think she's like drop dead gorgeous and shit like that. But I wouldn't say that she's unattractive. I would think that she's unattractive.
Well, I'm cool.
You're supposed to be cool. But
that doesn't mean anything. I ain't dead, nigga. I got eyes. I know it's pretty and not.
But, you know, I think that, you know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, your parents are worth $3.6 billion. Your father alone is worth $3.6 billion. I do understand what you're saying as far as quote unquote shopping for kids. I don't want to say that in a negative way because I feel like there are a lot of children out here that need to be adopted, and I don't have any qualms against that. And
well, not me either. I'm not saying that. But that's just the fact of the matter. Like, you got to deal with genetics and DNA. Like, I know a girl that was like, her mom was a prostitute, and she was, you know, a little sexually mischievous. You know what I'm saying? Like, no fault of her own. She had a great, you know, upbringing. Went to Ravenscroft and, you know what I mean, went to a private school, did X, Y, and Z, but she was just a freak. You know what I mean? Certain shit just happens. You know what I mean?
So I think one of the places where we kind of differ, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like, I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want with your sexuality and how you want to express your sexuality. Male, female, whatever, you know, I think cause there are different perceptions of men who do what the fuck they want and women who do what the fuck they want. You can easily get a whole label, promiscuous label, all of that shit when you're doing the same thing as the motherfucker next to you with balls is doing. Like, it's the same thing. So I guess as a woman, that's where my sensitivities come in. And
but
I'm
she
willing
said she's
to admit
going to do
that.
porn, but not fuck on camera. Like, what?
Yeah. I just don't understand. Look, okay, let me ask you
So
this.
she's just off.
I want to, but she did say like she had people outside of her family like molest her and sexually assault her and all this. Like, I hate to use the word damage, but she definitely has some issues in which she's dealing with. And that, as a parent,
damage is fine.
Let me, cause damage just sounds like it's such a bad term.
It's not.
It is a bad term because
like,
damage is unfixable.
No,
like,
that's not true.
I prefer like, I don't know, like it's probably semantics.
Your car can be damaged and it can be repaired, right? Things can be repaired. Damage doesn't mean like it's beyond repair. Like now, total loss or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like, motherfucking total
shout
loss.
out to the insurance person that's
saying,
breaking
like,
it down.
For real, like you think about like you can damage, like your carpet can be damaged, you can clean, you know what I mean? But if it's like the entire thing, then you got to start all over. You know what I'm saying? Certain things require a reset. So, I don't think damage is a toxic or derogatory term.
I can't argue with you on that. State. I can't argue with you on that. I think that was, that was well said. But I personally, when reading this story, like, I do feel like she's doing it for all the wrong reasons. And she even said, I hit rock bottom by choice. Like, you just like, I hit rock bottom. Nobody picks rock bottom, my nigga. Like, rock bottom is some shit where you just made unconscious decisions in your life.
Or conscious.
Listen, some people like drama. Some people like being a victim. Some people like chaos. So you're right. Rock bottom can definitely be a choice, but your dad is worth 3 points. Let me ask you a question. If you had whatever money you feel like is like generational wealth, would you pay your child not to do something you didn't approve of?
That is a really good question, and I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, like I don't know. I wouldn't want them to be fucking on camera and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be fucking, like, I'd have sex, but don't like let the world see it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, to a point, it's kind of like, I mean, a lot of the things that I do, or, you know, that you take who you are with you wherever you go, right? Mm-hmm. So like, and you take your legacy and your family and, you know, like a lot of the shit that I remember, for example, like I got kicked out early in the game. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't go back. You sleep in my car, all that shit. I probably said that on the podcast a couple times, but like, I never, even despite that, and my mom and my dad not letting me come home, like, I could have went to, like, my best friend's house who was cool, was, like, super cool with my mom. Yeah. And, like, could have stayed there. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to embarrass my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was weird. Like, I didn't want people in my business to that
Makes
effect.
sense to me, though.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I guess it's still certain legacies and certain, I guess, you know, can't think of the word right now, but basically, you know, just certain things that, you know, are associated with you that I wouldn't want to tarnish or anything. So even when I do stupid mistakes, like, or stupid shit, like, I still like, damn, I hope I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown as a motherfucker. You still want to hold up your parents' legacy and reputation and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown as hell. And I would hope that I impart that same type of, you know, responsibility on my kids that they're like, you know, they don't want to embarrass me or, you know, make me, you know, look down. I don't want my mom to, you know, feel ashamed of something that I've done, even till, you know, as a 30, almost 37-year-old man. So, with that, would I pay for them? I don't know. I don't have that much money now. So it's kind of hard for me to put myself in that position. But I mean, I would certainly pay for my child to go to rehab. You know what I'm saying? If I had the means to do so. So, and if that meant for them, obviously not to be an alcoholic or be on drugs or whatever their vice may be that I felt like was taking over their life. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I love my children enough to, you know, help them out in whatever dire straight that they would be in.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to continue to, like, I'm not going to be an enabler, right? So, like, you have to show me at the same time that you're willing, like, cause the thing about, like, everybody has their own bottom and they got to get there how they want to, or not how they want to, excuse me, but they have to get there on their own. Cause you can tell somebody that you're going to do something until the cows come home. But, like, I know motherfuckers who are on drugs, you know what I mean, and have had, everybody has their own bottom. I remember watching that shit in The Wire one time, and that shit was like, damn, motherfuckers really have their own bottom. Like, my bottom is different from yours. Like, I could be
100%.
Sleeping in my car. That was kind of like the bottom for me early on. Like, I was like, fuck that shit. I'm fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna
Some
be
people
doing
bottom
that.
might be sucking a dick for a cheeseburger.
Really? You know what I'm saying? Some people shit just might be having to, break in motherfuckers' house to take a shower, which was for me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. I ain't
did
finna do that. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I used to be out here, my nigga. Like, I was a whole gangster out this bitch. Hell yeah. Nigga, I used to break in motherfuckers' crib while they was gone and shit. Like,
to take a shower?
Hell yeah. I ain't had nowhere to stay. Like,
damn.
Hell yeah.
How long were you homeless?
Probably about 2 months.
So, like, were you couch surfing? You was
couch
laying up with bitches?
It was probably like 4 months. Yeah, it was, it was like, it was probably like 3 or 4 months actually. But yeah, I fucking staying with different hoes and shit, fucking bitches and shit. And, I used to break in them bitches' house. Like, if I ain't really give a shit about them, I'd like, steal a house key or some shit like that, or I done made house keys, all type of crazy shit.
Damn, I ain't know that about you, bro.
Necessity breeds is the father of invention. So, like, when you fucking need some shit, you gonna figure some shit out. But yeah, hell yeah. I see a motherfucker when they used to lay on I did a whole bunch of other crazy shit, but that I won't, speak to.
Divulge, guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. I done did a lot of crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so when you're saying all of this,
not proud of it at all,
do you feel like looking back on that shit and the shit that you did, it was like self-inflicted because you didn't want to listen, you didn't want to follow your mom and dad rules?
Nah, cause they wasn't some fuck shit anyway. Like, they were, we had
looking back, you still feel it's justified. Like, you would have did the same shit over.
I was doing some fuck shit, absolutely. Like, I got kids and I'll never turn my back on my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never, like, not have my kids a place to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could not feel, like, I couldn't sleep at night knowing that my kid ain't got no, like, is possibly sleeping in their car. You know what I'm saying?
What if your kid is just fucking disrespectful and has no respect for you? And the reason I bring that up is cause there is something going on that I'm currently aware of. And, like, the kid is just refuses to do right. But I feel like the parent is basically an enabler. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their bottom. That's the thing. Like, so that shit is a case by case scenario. So, like, you get to the point where, yes, I love my child, but, like, nobody's worth my happiness, right? So, like, that's the thing. Like,
facts,
so
Jewel.
Nobody, my children or nobody. Like, I'm not losing my sanity. Like, it's gonna fuck me up. Like, cause like I said, I love my kids. I pray to God I'll never have to get to that situation or, that we have that relationship. Right. I hope that I provide enough for my children to be able to, like, make sound decisions and do well in life. Everybody has hard times and I hope that I can be that crutch, whenever that comes, and vice versa. Shit, if I need some assistance, I hope that I've done a good job as a parent that, I don't feel like a burden to mine. But at the same time, if my kids are continuously, like, if them motherfuckers are just stealing from me and doing just wreaking havoc on my life and my sanity and I have no peace in my own home, then we're going to have to figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I can't do it personally. Cause again, nobody in this world, my mother, my wife, my children, nobody in this world is worth my sanity. Cause if I lose my fucking sanity, then
I'm no good to nobody.
I'm boo-boo the goddamn fool walking up and down the street looking crazy. And then I'm not good to myself. You know what I'm saying? So, the rule of survival is self-preservation, right? So, like, at the end of the day, like, I pray to God again that doesn't occur, but, I'm not losing myself for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No fucking body. Straight up. So.
Nah, I mean, I feel like that was real as fuck. Like, I feel you. Like, I feel you. I don't necessarily know, like, I just hate enabling motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with enabling comes a lack of respect. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So that's where it fucks up for me. That's where shit all gets blurred. for me. But I'm just like, you know, like it's certain things, and we've talked about like Zaya Wade and all that shit where that's just them, like, but that doesn't impede on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, however they want to live their life is how they want to live their life I'm talking about after they're 18 and they're an adult and all of that shit, right? So that's how they want to live their life, and that's fine. You made choices as an adult of how to live your life. But with this particular situation and all the things that she's described around why she picked to do the things that she does, to me it just sounds like a cry for help. Like, you need fucking help. Like, so we need to get you the best of the best of the best therapist and the best of the best program and something, because you got 3.6 B's out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got money to buy the best of the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of the thing where you kind of touched on earlier, where, you know, when you are adopting, and I know I have friends that have been adopted, I have family members that have been adopted, but when you're adopting, that's kind of one of the other things that you take on, not knowing the genealogy, not knowing those inherent traits, not knowing, you know, what the father and the mother, you know, may have experienced that's genetically inherited.
That shit is inevitable. Like, my dad did not raise me at all, and I have so many of his characteristics that I, like, cannot fucking control. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's just how the fucking shit is. Like, you are who you are. Like, I'm pretty sure I act like my granddaddy. Like, I'm pretty sure I act like my great granddaddy. Like, it's just things that happen, right? Like, you're a product of your environment, some of your experiences for sure, but at the same time, you're also a genetic biological makeup of your fucking descendants. You know what I mean? So, like, certain shit, yes, you know, like, you can tell a motherfucker right from wrong, but, you know, it's a lot of motherfuckers who just, you know, got bad goods and that shit been bad for a long time. You know what I mean? So,
that's why I feel like with all of these heartbeat laws and all of that, where all these, you know, white men are trying to tell women what to do with their bodies and shit like that, and when you can get an abortion and when you can't, like, I personally know women who have children based out of rape and molestation. And these are their children. So you have to have some type of worry within you. Like, is this trait genetic? Like, the father of my child is a fucking monster.
Right.
And I have to think about, do I want to not only raise a monster, but two, this motherfucker might look just like the person I hate the most in this entire world.
95% chance they will.
That's hard. That's hard. I've never been through that. I want to thank God.
I look more like my dad than any of his children. So the first time he saw me, like,
and I've seen your brother, and you and your brother look like twins, bro.
Well, that's,
so I can only imagine what your pops look like.
Of fucking, so no, that's my mom's. Again, my life's nuts. I have a gumbo of family, like, pun intended,
pun
we're all from
intended,
Louisiana,
right.
But, no, the ones that you've seen, that's my mom's side, which I recently met. But yeah.
Y'all look just alike. That's wild. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
But then my dad, I look more like, I can show you a picture. Me and my brother really, I mean, people say we look alike, but we don't really should look. I don't see it. Like, he don't look as good as I do. For real. But, and I don't really fuck with him, so I can say that.
Damn.
But, I tried. He's just a fuck nigga. So,
damn.
Whatever. I was always 100 with him. But anyway, I got deep-seated issues. I need to go talk to somebody, clearly. But,
we all need to talk to somebody. Don't worry about it, bro.
For example, he has, like, I'm bald. My daddy was bald. You know what I'm saying? My other brother, like, he got a fucking full head of hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daddy's other son, he has a full head of hair. They look alike. You could definitely tell that they're father and son. But, like, when you see, if we were lined up, like, us three together, like, you can be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, mannerism, like, my brother even said it. He like, nigga, y'all even move alike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like mannerisms, hands, like we got cold hand. Like I remember I met my pops for the first time, like, and his wife, who I don't fuck with either. We were like, you know, it was like Christmas or some shit. So, you know, black people always, you know, praying in the circle and shit before, you know, saying grace or whatever.
Shout out
so
to
she
black
like
people
grabbed my
praying in the
hands.
circle.
She grabbed my hand. She was like, ooh, you got cold hands like your daddy. Did you know that? Like, bitch, you know I ain't know that. How the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I have cold hands just like my pops. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daddy got cold hands. And my kids have cold hands. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just certain things that you just can't escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and my brother on my mom's side, he was adopted, by another family or whatever early on. And he looked just like, he looks more
Is
like
he older or younger?
anybody. Older.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one you saw. He looks just like.
Oh, that's the one I saw. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, my shit is nuts.
Okay, so you gotta send me a picture of your pops. I'm not sure if you've ever sent me a picture of your pops. Like,
oh, I got a picture. It's only the one picture that I have outside of me being a baby. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, because you and your brother look exactly alike. So I also need to see what
my
your mom
mom's
looked
son.
like. That's what I'm saying. Like, I also need to see what your mom looked like. But genes are crazy. Like, so, over this weekend, I told y'all I was with some coworkers and shit like that. Somehow we got on like some ancestry shit. We were drunk. I don't even remember. But my coworker said, you know what? I bought a bundle of ancestry DNA kits. And I can't use the fourth one. You can have it. And you know, them shits cost like $1 a piece. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you can have it. You can have it. I was like, nah, like I'll pay you whatever. So she was like, no, like you can have it. So she came by my office yesterday and dropped off this shit. I forgot we even had this conversation. So after I posted this shit on social media and I was like, oh, like free 99, like the women in my company look out for me because they do. You know, I have this shit. So a bunch of people start hitting me in like in my DMs and it's like, nah, I don't do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they use the shit for like, murder cases. Too, but I was like, yeah, fuck it. She'll be all right. Murder cases and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I am looking into exactly what they use the shit for outside of what I'm asking them to use for. So for y'all who don't know, I also have a background in data protection and privacy. So I definitely need to look into what they're using this shit for. But some of the people were like, you know, they use it to solve crimes. So my thing about that whole shit was, okay. And they were just like, you know, your family member who murdered somebody could get locked up. And my response was, murderers deserve to get locked up. I don't care if you're related to me. Like I don't. Like, you can think what you want of me. I really don't. Like, you take somebody's life that's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's a few reasons why I can see taking somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very few. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you ever do like an ancestry shit?
I thought about it, but because of all those factors, I was like, nah.
Your mom is pretty.
Thank you. But that's like, that was the baby picture shit. I'm gonna show you anyway. But no, as far as, fucking, nah, I want to, but then nah, I kind of don't because of those reasons, you know what I mean, that you mentioned. I'm
going to investigate a little bit more about actually what they do with the information. If it's to solve crimes and shit like that, I don't have any problems with that. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I don't have any problems with that. But if it's like for other shit, like you selling my shit for people to advertise to me and like other shit like that, like, so I have to do a little bit more investigative research on that to understand what they're doing with this information and what exactly I'm authorizing. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is spitting into a tube and you sending it to them and you're giving them legal use of your DNA. But at the end of the day, if somebody wants your DNA, they could just easily get it. Like it don't take much to get your DNA. Like, let's be clear. But I really do. I want to know. I talked to somebody and they were just like, I would be upset if I'm not black girl magic. I'm not 100% black. I said, listen, sis, it's not many of us that are 100% black. So you need to wrap that around your head right now. And also, you light as fuck. Like, you gotta know it's some Anglo-Saxon, whether it's European, something in your fucking blood.
Yeah,
like,
nigga hit your grandma now.
Yeah, like, for sure. I was like, there was this thing called slavery. I do see it, B. I do see it. I'm looking at a picture, guys, of B and his pops. And I definitely see it. I definitely see it. You looking kind of smooth there, B.
Oh, you think I'm cute?
No. Never
That's
said
right.
that.
I see.
Hey, first of all, I would never say that you're not cute. You're definitely cute. You're a cute guy.
Well, that's all I'm saying. You just said I wasn't, though.
Yeah, but when you pose it to me like that, you kind of put my back up against the wall.
I mean,
it implies other things.
If you would have been like, yo, you think I was cute? I'd be like, yeah, you was cute. Like, I'm okay in my friend masculinity.
But you put me up against the wall. So, but yes, you are very cute. Hashtag cute in this picture, B. You are very cute. But you definitely look, you look like, you definitely look like your pops and shit.
Like that nigga. Fucking bitch ass nigga.
Oh,
rest in
man.
Peace.
Rest in peace to B pops. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Michaela Spielberg, being a porn star / stripper and her pops has $3.6 billion is litter shit.
I guess it's not shit. It's shit.
It's shit.
Like, what is the nigga gonna give you? Like, nigga can't really make it rain on you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, and
anything is a drizzle when your pops got 3.6.
Yeah, like, the fuck? What if your pops come in the strip club one night with his homeboys and shit? Like, that's gonna be wild.
Hey, Steven Spielberg in the strip club with homeboy. Hey, you dumb as fuck. You gotta chill,
with
bro.
that ET. She trying to get hit with that ET.
That phone home.
Hey, start glowing.
Hit him with the phone home.
Put a rod in you. Start glowing on the inside.
Oh shit. In your ribs? Jesus. It's shit. It's shit. Because I see, she's only 23 years old. You just sound like you need a good therapist and a good rehab, sis. Like, and again, I'm not against anybody who chooses to be a stripper, because you make a lot of money being a stripper, especially in the place that I live. But when your pops got 3.6 billion, ain't shit none of these niggas can do for you, mom.
That's so much money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. All your wildest dreams come true with that type of money. So good news. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty of rape. A jury convicted Slimy Weinstein of felony sex crimes and third-degree rape, but was acquitted of the most serious charges against him, like predatory sexual assault. The jury in New York convicted Weinstein, who's 67 years old, of third-degree rape of Jessica Mann, and former aspiring actress, as well as a criminal count of sexual act in the first degree against Mimi Haley, former Project Runway assistant. But he was acquitted of the most serious charges, which was predatory sexual assault and first degree rape, which could have put him in jail for the rest of his life, which I'm guessing white man, give or take 5 years. Weinstein can serve anywhere from 5 to 29 years in prison. Criminal acts in the first degree carries a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 25 years. Rape in the third degree is a minimum sentence associated with a conviction, but the maximum prison term of 4 years. What makes this so interesting is that the ambulance carrying Harvey Weinstein to Rikers was diverted to Bellevue Hospital because he was having alleged heart palpitations and high blood pressure issues. He's under the care of 5 doctors, according to his lawyer, as the remnants of a back operation that was not successful. And that's why he allegedly needs a walker, says his defense team. He is also on a list of different medications. The judge is also, ooh, boom, ching. The judge also, not the judge, the lawyer says that he is currently receiving shots in his motherfucking eyes so that he doesn't go blind. His sentencing is supposed to take place, next week, March 11th. I find it very interesting that Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby tried to use the blind, cripple, and crazy defense to kind of get out of jail. And if any of you are aware of the law, have seen trials, or even just watch TV related to trials, you will know that a lawyer will try to get the jury to look at you as vulnerable, as defenseless, and get sympathy. You're absolutely right. And to get sympathy, that's why, your boy Chris Brown had on that fucking bow tie and that sweater. Y'all ain't seen Chris Brown in the bow tie and the sweater since then.
Off the pressing news, Joe Biden just won. For
North Carolina?
Nah, for the popular vote.
Breaking news. Joe Biden.
Yep.
That's very interesting. But they tried to use the blind, cripple, and crazy ploy to get out of jail. What are you feeling about Harvey Weinstein's convictions? You feel like he was handled light?
Crazy. I mean, yeah, that shit, like it was what, how many? 9? And he was only like convicted of 2?
Yeah, it was more than 9, but yes, 9 that made it within the statute of limitations.
Yeah, that's wild. That just lets you know, like, he, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess, it's beyond proof, and I guess I don't know how strong their cases were, but, I hope he gets to punished at the fullest extent of the law. And, if not comparing apples and oranges, but Bill's shit was, rightfully so, and he should get the same, if not more. I don't know, I can't remember the specifics around Bill's shit, but he should get the same exact time and, the penalties that Bill did. I hope it's not no slap on the wrist type shit, but
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Right.
I think that, it's crazy because he didn't get the predatory sexual assault. That means predatory means like you do this over and over and over and over again. Like this is your MO. You know what I'm saying? And, I feel like, it is what it is. He's a white man. He's 67. He got a max of 10 more years in him. You know what I'm saying? He tried to pull this little front. You was fine when you was sticking your dick in bitches, but now it's time for trial. You blind, crippled, and crazy, and you can't hardly walk. You can't hardly see. I feel like I find it funny that both of them niggas couldn't see, but at least Bill had the out of pocket eye to go with his defense, and that eye was itching everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the crossword puzzle. Lottery ball eye. Yes, Bill definitely had the lottery ball eye. I definitely don't think that Bill would have been able to go to the hospital versus go straight to jail.
Yeah, nah.
Don't collect $200. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
That shit is crazy. And Bill, what's crazy is Weinstein is 67. Bill is 80 fucking 2. Do you see the difference? You see what melanin do? Cause that nigga look old as fuck. Weinstein look old as fuck.
Yeah, he look older than Bill for sure.
For sure. You only 67. You still got prime raping years in you. like, what the fuck?
Somebody gonna rape his ass for sure.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope you get everything that you deserve. Bill is serving 3 to 10. I found it funny because when I was doing some of my research, one thing I didn't know is that Bill said he would do 10 years before he apologized. Like, that's
gotta respect it.
Right. How many years you think Weinstein gonna get in real life?
I don't know. Shit, maybe 10. 10 to 15, maybe.
I'm thinking 5, my nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, if the minimum is 5, I'm thinking 5, and they might do some time served type shit.
Well, he really did no time. He didn't do too much time served. He got bail pretty early, right? Or no? I don't know. Don't give me the line.
No, I mean, he's at the hospital now. He's supposed to go to Rikers.
Yeah, I'm sure he cuffed and shit.
Yeah.
So that's still, I mean, he just can't get up and leave. So, I mean, technically he's in jail. He's just in, like, traditionally when you're a fucking inmate, you cuffed to the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a guard there and all that other shit.
Yeah, when you're a regular inmate, not when you're a rich ass, white ass inmate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they would have, and I'm in no way an advocate of what Bill Cosby did. I'm just black as fuck, and race comes into a lot of things. Unfortunately, I wish it was not that way.
Did you have any race debates? Sorry to cut you off, but did you have any race like conversations at your job with the retreat that you had?
No. And I will say,
I always bring a white. I always do. I had one.
But my job is different. So people know what to say and what not to say around
That's
me.
True.
So that's the difference. Only the black people come to me with race conversations because they know I'm black as fuck too.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But what race conversations do you have at work?
Oh, I don't know. I just, just how we the supreme being. Like we
how we the supreme being?
We went out for drinks the other day for one of my homegirls. Well, a coworker. I ain't call her homegirl yet, but it was her birthday last Thursday, so we all went out for drinks and shit. And I don't know, like one of the white dudes is becoming like one of the white dudes I work with. He used to be. He says before he went to college, he was a racist. He was a racist. No, he said he was a Republican. Religious Republican something. I forgot the other R was. But now, since everyone went to college.
Religious Republican rat ass nigga.
I don't know what the other R was. But anyway, he's just becoming more and more woke as the days go by, and he's realizing. So he likes to bring up race a lot, like, because I think, matter of fact, my boss said he was voting for Trump, and I hate talking politics because that's when, like, I hate talking politics at work because somehow, some way it's going to get back to, race. And my boss, who's actually pretty cool, but he's from California, he has a $500,000 house. He said he's voting for Trump, right? So I was like, okay,
that's an automatic turnoff.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, Trump's a piece of shit. And he's like, you're right. So I'm like, so you're going to vote. So knowingly you'll vote for somebody that's a piece of shit. Right. And I was like, and he's a racist and he's a xenophobe and he's a fucking misogynist and he's a fucking,
facts, all facts.
Things that he is.
Facts.
And he was like, you're right. And he was like, but I'm making a lot of money and so is my wife and we're getting a lot of tax breaks. And I was like,
wow. Right, I feel like you're still a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit too because you don't care about nobody outside of yourself. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Like, bro, like, and the white dude other white dude that is hitting, he was a staunch Republican. Like he's one of the most obnoxiously smart people that you can meet. Like he's just really smart, but he's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like he's overtly smart. Like he's like, just one of them smart white dudes. But he was like, I'll never talk to you ever again. He was like, if you vote for Trump, I'm never talking. He was like, it was wild. This shit got weird as fuck.
Shit, anyway, your shit went left fuck.
Yeah, it was wild. He was like, that's fine. He was like, it's kind of wild for you to say that to your boss. He was like, well, I'm just not going to talk to you. I'll just send you emails. I can still communicate with you, but I won't talk to you. Shit was wild as hell. Some shit white people can say to each other that black people can't. But
facts.
Like we ended up talking about race and shit, and we were just saying, I was just giving them like how they've stolen everything from us and how we built this country.
These black facts.
Every fucking thing. Just mad black facts and shit. So it was just wild how it got there and shit. And, we were 3 or 4 drinks in the wind at that particular point. So, I was letting it ride. And they were like amazed, like at all the shit, the rhetoric that I was giving them, like in regards to, and they were like, so how do the white girl, she was like, so how do I change? I was like, I have no idea. But you just have to acknowledge it and try to do your best. If you see any injustice, you need to correct that shit. And if you know shit ain't right, just don't live in your whiteness and keep it moving. She was like, that was amazing.
She was wet.
Like, okay. Yeah, she was trying to fuck.
Hey, cool. Tall black bald man. Let me get on it.
She got weird.
Cause you cute. Remember that.
And that's when I said, yeah, that's true. But like, cause we were talking about like it, like how white beauty is perceived when like white women have like full lips and shit. Cause we were talking about like black women and full lips and just the beauty and how like beautiful our skin is. You know, I'm just like letting it ride. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, cause you know, like all the white people that y'all here like revere for being so beautiful, they all have full lips and they all get tans. Like, she was like, who? I was like, Julia Roberts. She's like, oh yeah, she is beautiful. She has full lips.
Charlize Theron.
Angelina Jolie. Yeah. She has full lips. You think she's so beautiful? She's like, yeah, you're right. I was like, I mean, there's some other white women that don't have as full as lips, but that are pretty. But those are the, you know, the ones that stand out more than anything because they have full lips and shit. So it was just an interesting conversation, and I enjoy talking to white people about black shit and having them feel uncomfortable. So.
No, that is very true. Look, I think that, you know, these conversations are the ones that need to be had. There are 5 documentaries underway in regards to Harvey Weinstein. One of them is actually by Brad Pitt's production company. Do you think the streets will ever sleep if Oprah doesn't support and or produce one of these?
I mean, not if 50 got anything to do with it.
Okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be on, you know, Jump Street saying X, Y, and Z, which I support. She is, you know, she has a all-out attack on black men for certain reasons and does not have one on him. So, yeah.
So you really feel like that? You really feel like?
I mean, she's made considerable strides at you know, at black folks in terms of that. So yeah, I mean, the Russell documentary and the Michael Jackson shit, the Kobe shit, like, I mean, it's telltale signs. She ain't said nothing about Harvey or Donald Trump, who she's been pictured with and, you know, knuckled up with on several occasions. So
I feel like the picture thing is unfair.
That's true.
I feel like the picture thing is unfair.
But she hasn't denounced any of them though, like publicly, how she denounced like Bill and Russell and Mike and the rest of them. Like, she hasn't publicly denounced any of them people.
Well, you know, I will say
Not that I know of anyway.
Again, as far as me and the relationship with Oprah Winfrey, I've always revered her for being a businesswoman. I've never necessarily revered her just as a woman or as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what she does. I think that the picture thing is unfair because we don't know until we know. And we don't know what she knew when she took those pictures. We have pictures with motherfuckers we not cool with now, period. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak on that particular portion. But I do feel like everybody needs to be held accountable. So we will definitely see what will happen. I think from a purely like PR move, it will be in, and I'm going to take that back. Cause I was about to say purely from a PR move, it would be good for Oprah to, you know, endorse one of these Weinstein shits. But at the end of the day, Oprah has almost $4 billion and ain't nothing y'all gonna do gonna take that shit away. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't got to answer to no fucking body if she don't fucking want to. And that's just cold fucking facts. Like, it just is what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not one of these people that need to thrive off of her popularity. If Oprah never does anything else from 3/3/2020 at 10:36 p.m. on, she'll be totally okay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it will definitely be interesting to see where she stands on this. I just think, being the black ass person that I am, I would have to be like, all right, let's get this Weinstein shit popping. But that's just me. And I also don't have billions of dollars. So don't even fucking listen to me. Harvey Weinstein found guilty of, rape, is little shit.
Sound good to me.
Sounds good to me too. I personally think he may do 5 or 6, no more than 10. Out of the 25, no more than 10. I give him like 3 to 5. I think he got to do at least 3. I feel like he should do way more than that because women have to live with this shit for like the rest of their fucking lives. So
Yep.
it is what it is. You ready to give out some advice?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're about to go into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from somebody who is on a whole lot of wine and somebody who is a little bit under the weather. Today our letter is from Chris with a K. I have no idea if they are male or female, but the letter is pretty short and straight to the point. It says the LGBTQ community is a strong force to reckon with when fighting for equality. There has been a lot of debate over dating someone who is bisexual, especially bisexual men in the Black community. They say that women discriminate and that's why they don't come out as bisexual. I want to know y'all thoughts. Is not dating a bisexual man discrimination or a preference? What do y'all think? And that's from Chris, K-R-I-S.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. I personally think that I think that discrimination and a preference is two separate things. Discrimination to me personally it really has nothing to do with me personally. I just don't like you for who you are. Whether you're Black, gay, white, Indian, fucking autistic, whatever it is. I don't like that. I'm not dealing with that. I personally believe a preference is what you decide to deal with on a personal basis. I think that whether you are a male or female, and you state to your partner, your potential partner or whatever, and you express these things about you, then it is a preference. I can have a preference of, I don't date people with kids. I don't date people with certain jobs. I don't date people with a fucking big ass nose. Like, oh, I don't date people with little ass eyes. Like, I don't date tall people. I don't date short people. I don't date that. I think that is a preference. I think when it comes to you personally and what you feel like your personal being can deal with and what you like and what you don't like, I personally think it's a preference. I think that if you are bisexual, and especially a man, which is referenced in this letter. And I just want to be clear. I know a couple, I won't say a lot, but I know a couple women who said they would have no problem dating a bisexual man. Now, I do understand that when this topic comes up, there is a difference between bisexual women and bisexual men, especially in the Black community. I'm Black. That's all I can really speak on. Bisexual women, nobody bats an eye. Even gay women. People don't bat an eye because men feel like they still have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But with bisexual men, I do see the bias there. You know what I'm saying? But my thing if I were a man who said I was bisexual, why would I want somebody who don't want me? Period. Like, if that's not their preference, that's just not their preference. Right. Like, as a person, I can only deal with what I'm comfortable dealing with in my personal space. It's a difference if I'm going to hire you to do a job or I'm going to provide you an opportunity that has nothing to do with your sexuality. That's totally different to me personally. I can choose to be with who I want to and who I don't want to be with. I might not want to be with somebody with bad fucking credit. I might not want to be with, somebody that exudes personality traits that I don't like. I feel like when it comes to your personal involvement and intimacy with anybody, you are the number one person who gets to decide what is for you and what is not for you. If you are a white man and you say, I'm not attracted to Black women, I don't take that as discriminatory. That's just what your loins react to. I'm not, I like white women or I like Filipino women, or I like whatever. I think that's your personal choice. Can't a law or anything dictate what your personal choice is? Discrimination comes in when you do not give somebody an opportunity based on something that ain't got shit to do with sex. You know what I mean? Like that makes no sense to me. Like, you could be a fucking truck driver. Who you have sex with don't have shit to do with that. You can be an accountant. Who you have sex with don't have shit to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So I sum all that up to say, I personally think that it's a preference, and you can have whatever preference that you want, no matter how ridiculous that may be to somebody else. That other person don't have to lay down with that person. You can't force me who to like. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and B just had a disagreement on whether Mikaela fucking Spielberg was attractive or unattractive. And I say, she's sick. She look like a regular bitch. And B like, she unattractive. I respect that. That's based on his preference of her being unattractive. And that's based on my preference of her just being like a 6. Like, a 6 is not anything to be intimidated by, but it ain't ugly either. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, B?
Pretty much summed it up for me, man. I feel like I don't think that's being, a homophobe or any other type of, phobe. You just don't want to fuck a dude that fucks men. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably some men out there that don't want to fuck a woman that, fucks women. I don't know very many, but I'm pretty sure there are.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So, nah, I mean, whatever gets your dick to rise or gets your pussy wet, if whatever that is, then, you have that right to, explore that and exercise that. But otherwise, nah, I don't think it's any type of discriminatory action taking place there just because I don't want to fuck, somebody that has something that I don't deem attractive, and that doesn't attract people. So yeah, that's it. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's real. Like, some people are into bestiality. Like, are you a humanophobe?
Fuck a sheep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's your
that
shit.
Shit is weird, but hey, I don't.
It's definitely where my stance is. If everybody is of age and consenting, an animal cannot consent. So, you know what I'm saying? Do what you want. And I think the problem here is that people think just because you're not for it, you're against it, which is two different things.
Totally.
It's two different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that my man B, who we've deemed as cute during this episode, he's a tall guy, bald guy. It's women that will fucking throw their panties at my man over here. You know what I'm saying? But it may be somebody.
Beard. And a mean sneaker.
My bad.
I just bought some ones today. I bought some Jordan ones for the first time. I feel amazing.
What Jordan ones did you buy?
The black joints, the black, white and red shits. The shits.
I know which ones you're talking about.
The ones that were on sale like a couple weeks ago. I know. And I got them for like $70.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So when we had this conversation of when the last time you bought some J's, you're going to be like, March.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yeah, they came today. I was happy as a pig and shit.
Well, my pine, green, and black ones should be here tomorrow.
And it's crazy because like they said, you should watch Full Size Run. I think you'll like it. But, they were saying like it's a sneaker show, so I know you would like it. But, they had Just Blaze on there, last week and shit, and they were talking
Just
about
Blaze is a sneaker head and a video game head. I do know that.
Yeah, and a polo head. He got one of the meanest Ralph Lauren collections I've ever seen. But,
shout out to Polo Bear.
For sure. But anyway, he was saying that they were all saying that they didn't like him. And I was like, they were over the tumble leather and all. I was like, what the fuck? Them shit's dumb. So it's interesting
I feel like
to see.
the tumble leather literally is kind of like the best leather when we're talking about Jordans, because keep it 100, Jordan be coming out with some fucking cheap ass leather that ain't even leather.
No doubt. For sure. So that was interesting because I like all the people that I know that saw them shit loved them. You know what I mean? But hearing it from like sneaker bloggers and shit like that, nobody fucked with them. All 4 people on the show. You should watch it. I think you'll like it.
I think that, Jordan 1s, and Jordan 12s, it is very hard to have a lame colorway, even though they have, because it's like such a classic silhouette. So when you pop those colors in there, the silhouette is so classic that it's hard to have a bad one. It may be ones that you like less or more, but the silhouette is just so clean. A clean silhouette is, I ain't gonna even bore y'all, cause I fucking love, sneakers, which y'all might call gym shoes, but don't call them gym shoes in front of me. Yeah, but shout out to B, cause those are some fresh ass ones. If y'all want some advice from sneakerhead / doctors, Dr. Hill and Dr. Fresh, write into the ain'tshitshow@gmail.com. That's an X with an I with V. And your letter may get read on the air. You ready to wrap this shit up with some free smoke?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So free smoke, is where we talk about any hot button issues. It could be anything personal to politics, XYZ, whatever we want to talk about. So these topics that I want to talk about in brief, is topics that I had from last week, but we didn't get to record and it was still kind of like Black History Month. So I want to talk about these particular topics related to Black history, but don't get it twisted. It's Black History 365. It's not just February. And it was a leap year, so we actually got an extra day this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to leap year.
Happy birthday to you 30-year-old, 11-year-olds.
Facts. B, one of the things that I want to talk about, because I promised you I would watch Who Killed Malcolm X before the end of Black History Month.
Did you enjoy it?
I definitely enjoyed it.
Shit was good, right?
I learned so much.
That's why I didn't want to spoil it for you, but I was like, yo, you gonna learn, like, that shit is good as a bitch. And
I learned a lot. And I had never seen a picture of Malcolm X when he was shot.
You're right.
I had never seen a picture of Malcolm X in his casket.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the other things that I saw, that I want to ask you about, cause I know you kind of follow these things, especially like, the Nation of Islam and shit like that. And those, no disrespect with saying shit like that, but, and things like that, related to the Nation of Islam. I know that you have a lot more knowledge in regards to that than I do. But I found it very interesting because in everything that I've watched personally related to Malcolm X, it paints Elijah Muhammad in a very bad light.
That's a fact.
What were your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on Elijah Muhammad?
I mean, that motherfucker was, that bitch was I think he started off just like most things, like he started off well, right? And he meant well and he meant good and he had, like, you know, the plan, but the good old pursuit of the dollar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that motherfucker is corrupt. Ain't it? That bitch, like, pursuit, like, well, I think Jada could, they said that, you know, money is the root of all evil. In fact, it's not. It's actually the pursuit of money that's the root of all evil. Because once you get a taste of it and you start wanting to pursue it and get more and more, that's what I guess greed is, right? So,
yes.
And I think just the capitalism got in the way, man. Like, I think he really meant well. And I think a certain, letter to the black man, I've personally not read it in full, but I've seen, you know, a bunch of excerpts and, you know, heard a bunch of people talk to it and, from it.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, it's changed several people's lives for the good. Malcolm X included, right? I mean, granted, you know, he went awry and, you know, went left, but at the same time, you know, it brought him from the depths of despair regardless, right? And then made him, you know, one of the most polarizing figures in world history, right? So the foundation, the framework was there. I think just once the interior design got put up, it got a little funky, you know what I mean? So, but no, I mean, I think, like I said, like, it's hard. It's when you're making $6 million a year off the backs of people. Again, that's
a lot of money
in 1964 and 54.
That's a lot of money of people just giving it to you.
Hell yeah!
Like you're just saying, give me this money. Nobody is asking where is this money going. What is this money? See, like I think for me, unfortunately, it just continued to perpetuate what I already think about organized religion.
Organized crime.
It is. It is. And that's like religion is one of the biggest rackets out here.
That's
and people fact. Just want to believe. And
you preying on people's hopes and fears. You know what I mean? Like that's
you
exactly
are.
What you're preying on.
You are. And what we say be, all roads leads back to slavery. And that's where all of that goes to. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're able to preach something to you. Like, for me, personally, I don't go to church often, but when I go to church, I use it more so like motivational speaking. Mm-hmm. Like church can definitely, and a good preacher or a good pastor can definitely give you a good word that's motivational, right? Yeah. But the difference between me and some of these other people is I take it as just that. Some people take it as the key to heaven. And what made this documentary so interesting to me in regards to these followers of Elijah Muhammad was that they focused more on Elijah Muhammad, and I rarely heard the word Allah.
Oh yeah. Nah, they got that's the thing with religion. Like you put the deity in man, right? Like so you put and it's hard because that's what you see, right? So like, yeah, that's what faith is.
That's what you can touch and feel.
The belief in unseen. And hear. It's the tactile, right? So you're able to see him, you're able to touch him, and you're able to believe that this is who God speaks to versus the unseen and the unknown and just, you know, the figment, right? And I won't say figment, but you along those lines, right? So like,
it makes it more digestible when you have a person that represents.
Correct. Yes. Like you're able to see and hear like, oh, well, this is who God anointed because he's talking to us and he's speaking, you know, everything sounds good. And the thing that hurt me the most, I think, in that documentary was Malcolm was 100% upright, right? Like, I mean, granted, it's not going to show his flaws and his character defects, but I don't think there were many to show, right? Like, I think he was so righteous. And I think it pained him to no end to see the person that he felt literally changed his life, who he probably was believed in was a fraud.
Or turned into a fraud, whether you started out that way or
not.
So
much. Now he, again, probably, and he had a lie in his mind, but again, he fell victim to it just like any other person that this person was, you know, a prophet, right? Like, so they looked at this man like he ascended. Cause if you know anything about Islam, the Prophet Muhammad descended from heaven in Mecca or was it Mecca? I don't know. But he descended from heaven into what the Gold Dome, which is I guess their church or whatever. I forget the name of the church. The holy house that they represent, that they pray to. I forgot. It's slipping my mind. But anyway, but that Elijah Muhammad was that prophet, right? So, was holy, just as holy as the Prophet Muhammad who introduced Islam, right? Yeah. So I think that's where he got lost. And then the fact that he was so upright to the point where he could not sustain like that relationship any longer. I think it hurt him and it drove him crazy, as you saw. Like it drove him fucking mad. You know what I'm saying? Like the last year his life was fucking in turmoil to the point where he was essentially ready to die, right? Like to the point where he was bamboozled and
so they bombed his house.
They bombed his fucking house.
A week before he was actually
and then they
killed.
fucking painted that they spent the narrative, right? They spent the narrative that he was fucking losing his mind and that like he bombed his own fucking house. Who the fuck is bombing their own house?
Who's gonna bomb their own kids?
Right. Like what Malcolm X would bomb their own kids. Like this motherfucker is so upright and stand up that he's gonna bomb his own kids. Come on, my nigga. Like, so that shit was the wildest shit ever, man. You know what I'm saying? And how they said that Elijah Muhammad, like J. Edgar Hoover was a piece of fucking shit too. Like how he was a conspirator, but he again, like all roads lead back to slavery. Willie Lynch, you pit motherfuckers against each other, right? Like Willie Lynch isn't actually a thing, but
right.
Like it has some truth to it. Like I'm pretty sure there was some type of paperwork that shows you how to break a slave, right? So you pit the two strongholds against each other. You had Malcolm, who was the stronghold and was the orator and was super intelligent and doing everything, and then you had his leader who loved him the same. and you pit them two against each other, which J. Edgar Hoover did, like saying, ooh, giving just a slightest bit of information just to have a motherfucker think like, damn, is that motherfucker think, you think he trying to goddamn take over my shit?
Yeah.
And then Malcolm like, oh shit, you think that, bro? Like, you think bro think I'm trying to take over? So like, it's just that 1 inch of fucking doubt. You know what I mean? To cast the
seed.
The negative
all you
cloud
need is one seed
to infiltrate the system, and then have that shit implode from the inside. So again, that shit is fucked up.
No, you're right.
It was the documentary was so well done. Shout out to that brother that did. I forget his name, and I apologize. It's been a couple weeks since I watched it, but he dedicated his life to find out who killed Malcolm X, and that nigga found out. I don't like. It was funny. I was listening to Joe Budden around about the same time. He was like, yeah. Bro was acting like he was tough, like he was so heartbroken that he couldn't pull up on Buddy at the end, but he was
he know he didn't want to pull up on Buddy.
Yeah, he didn't want to pull up quite as quick as he was saying he did. You know what I mean? Because like, he passed away.
For y'all who have not watched it, feel free to fast forward to the end. But I thought that it was absolutely crazy circumstances that. Actually, I don't feel like it was crazy circumstances that this nigga was going to pull up on this nigga who allegedly killed Malcolm X, and he died the same day.
Right.
I personally took that as that nigga heart might have been overworking. Like, now I gotta face some shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was already old, and the nigga was in a re-election campaign for Cory Booker.
Yep.
Like,
yo, Corey was like, what? That nigga Corey was blindsided. Like you said, he did what now? He killed Malcolm.
Side note, Rosario Dawson, who is allegedly dating Cory Booker, came out as bisexual, I guess. So it was like a beard for a beard, cause niggas already feel like Cory Booker gay as fuck. Right. So that's going to be very interesting. But back to the righteous tea versus what we're talking about. I thought that it was so crazy, B, that after one of the most prolific civil rights leaders was gunned down, they cleaned up shit and had dance class the same day.
Nigga, I told you. That's what I thought. I said that. I think I said that when I was talking about it. Like, them niggas had a party. And fucking murder scene.
One of the things that you did say on the previous podcast, or one of the previous podcasts, was about, that fucking, pulpit still been there. Yeah, the podium still been there.
Podium being in the basement 30 years later.
That was wild. Nigga. Look, I got a question, cause I feel like you will be able to give me more insight cause you're more knowledgeable. What does the X mean? Like, it was like, Butler, 15X, 3X, and all that. What does the X's mean in that culture or in that religion?
I don't know, and I used to somewhat know, and I don't know specifically. I think that it was just, that was just to exonerate or just basically wipe clean the slave master's name, right? That's okay. Instead of, it didn't, cause his name was Malcolm Little, so it's just Malcolm. Boom, like just cut off, like you don't want to be
anything.
It was Malik El-Shabazz and some way more other shit I forgot, but that was his Muslim name, but his American legalized name, I guess, was Malcolm Little, but he cut off the Little because it was his surname, passed down obviously from his slave masters. So, he cut it off. So that's what the X stands for.
Wow.
So they just, since they
I was like 15X, 3X, like, what's the maximum X's? Nigga like me just be like 1,000,000X and shit.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't hear. I had never heard anybody like with 3X and shit like that.
Yeah.
That was interesting too. But yeah, it was a really well done documentary, man. And
it was.
And he wouldn't give up. And that shit, like, and to see your man that was, the old dude that did life in fucking prison for murder that he didn't do, and he looked
good, by the way.
He did. And
he definitely looked the same age as that nigga.
That motherfucker still hated Malcolm though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it was, and he was like, but.
Oh, hold on. The nigga who did the black guy. I can't remember his name. I apologize.
Yeah, the one that they were trying to get, and like, and it was crazy. Like, people just do not trust the system. You know what I'm saying? And he, right.
Oh yeah, he was like, you can do it. I don't give a fuck.
He was like, we can do this. We got, initiatives to try to get you. He was like, you can do it. I ain't doing that shit. I'm cool. Like, he did look good to be 80 something years old.
He did. He really did. But you know another nigga, the white dude that was the head of boss.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we fucking did it. And like, he didn't give a fuck. Like, we offered him protection because we knew he would deny the shit.
Right.
Period. And I definitely feel like, so you guys need to watch the shit. And again, if you really plan on watching it, you can fast forward as much as you want to and go straight to the quote at the end. But you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because he was just like, we offered him protection just so that he could deny the protection. Right. And if Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X were being recorded 24/7, 365, y'all definitely know who killed Malcolm X. And I feel like 100%, I feel like 100% y'all know who did it. And y'all probably did it. So to wrap all that up, who do you feel like what orchestrated the killing of Malcolm X?
Elijah Muhammad.
He
really? Said, yeah. I mean, I think it was a combination between the federal government and Elijah Muhammad. I think they had some type of meeting, because they tried to turn Malcolm. We just don't have the audio for them they tried to turn Malcolm. So they definitely turned Elijah Muhammad. And they probably told him like, hey, we're going to be recording you for the rest of your fucking life. So you may not want to say anything, but you can say things like he did, like, trigger words like, hey, motherfucker shouldn't be doing that. Boy, I swear, I wish motherfucker would do some shit like that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I definitely feel like it was some collusion between Islam and Elijah Muhammad. Islam and Boss, which was the federal government. They definitely killed Malcolm X. And if you have not watched Who Killed Malcolm X on Netflix, please do. I want to thank y'all for listening to this show. And I appreciate it. Check us out at The Ain't Shit Show, www.theaintshitshow.com. That's the X word I will be. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, IG, all that. Listen to us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, all that. And we always like to end the show with a quote. And the quote is, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And until next time, I want y'all to be great, manifest y'all destiny, and the marathon continues.
Rip nip.
Rip nip.